everyone, and welcome to Halls of the Undermountain King. Thank you for joining us for an evening of D&D. I'm Liz, and I will be your DM tonight. We are thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. For those who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character with sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, what their deepest secrets are, and what dice to roll. They will mostly be rolling this, a 20-sided die, to see if they succeed in what they're trying to do. The higher the roll, the more likely the outcome will be in the roller's favour. 20. I think Hannah knows what a 20 is. And 20 is good, 1 is pretty bad. We do seem to get a lot of natural 20s in this campaign. That would be the one. Thank you, Hannah. So yes, while these players play their characters, everything else is played by me. So weird corridors with furniture embedded in the walls, huge creatures in weird costumes, empty voids of nothingness, and ships in storms. Between me describing the world and the story, the players describing what they want to do, and some dice rolls to keep things interesting, we will tell our tale. I am Liz. I use they, them, she, her in a pinch. What I would like to do is ask each of our players to introduce themselves, their pronouns, their character's pronouns, and maybe just a little bit about how their character is doing, given what happened last time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask Pav to start. Pav, tell us.
Hi, my name is Pav, and I use he, him pronouns, and my character's name is Dusk, who also uses he, him pronouns. Dusk is, I think, very discombobulated, which I feel like is the appropriate response to all of the madness that has been going on, and I think is regretting not bringing cupcakes and looking forward to getting back to his bedroom and the comforts of home, because this has been a bit weird so far.
Lovely, thank you, Pav. And with the subject of weird, we'll move over to Hannah. I don't know why I made that link. Hannah, please tell us.
Sure. Not pointed. I'm Hannah. I use she, her pronouns, as does my character Varya. I think Varya is kind of feeling like we need to turn more of our enemies into turtles and then yeet them into the void. Like, why we haven't been doing this every time we've got a problem. It's so efficient.
Yes.
But beyond that, I think, like, kind of enjoying the ride. No one's got too terribly hurt yet. While this adventure is odd, it's not like, it doesn't feel impossible, it just feels improbable. And I think that that's kind of fun.
That feels like life in general, surely. But thank you, Hannah. We'll move over to John. John, please tell us.
Hi, I'm John. I'm playing Heimlich, the party's bard, and I use he, him pronouns. Heimlich uses he, him pronouns. Simple. Heimlich is feeling, he's been kind of, if I understand the situation, he's slightly cut off from all the weird voices that live in his head. And like Varya, he's having a really kind of interesting time down here. It's new, it's weird, it's a bit squishy, but he's not against it as a place. The Kraken was a bit much, but we're past that now. We'll see what happens.
Awesome, thank you, John. We'll move over to G.
Hi, I'm G. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Lorcan, who also uses he, him pronouns. I think, like Lorcan, like Varya, is a very kind of quite an experienced adventurer at this point, and so I think he just thinks this is all ridiculous. This is stupid. Like, why are the things in the walls? Why are all these things happening? But at the same time knows it's not worth, like, he's not interested in working out the answer to those whys. It's just, okay, let's just deal with this as it comes. What's the next weird thing? Come on.
Awesome. Noted. We'll move over to Rebecca.
Hello, I am Rebecca. I am playing Ember. We both use she, her pronouns. Ember is a blue fairy twilight cleric who is a bit stressed. Amber quite likes everything sort of neat and in its place and everything where it should be, and instead there's furniture sticking out the walls. And also Amber's just quite earnest as she goes through life, and it's really hard to be earnest when everything is this silly. So she's a little bit thrown, but trying to enjoy it. Jumping through a portal of death on a sinking ship with a kraken was, kind of great.
Hey, that's good. Thank you, everyone. That was awesome. Okay, so this stream will run for 3 hours. There will be a break somewhere in the middle, 5 to 10 minutes. We don't know specifically when that's going to be, but there will be a break. Sponsors, we are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. You will see our minis on the screen, I believe. And with Hero Forge, you can easily make custom minis in your web browser. They come with every sort of accessory, creature type, or costume. You can choose from literally anything on there, and they keep expanding that list. So there's always something new to find at heroforge.com. We're also delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They do lots of stuff from character folios to dice bags. They make all sorts of sports and gaming collectibles, as well as other gaming accessories, such as... This is Gary the Gazer, who is, I think, my best friend at this point. He has the best underbite? He has a good jaw. We enjoy Gary, and you can find Gary at Ultra Pro. If you're in Twitch chat, just say something nice, and you'll be entered into a random draw to win a gift voucher. Just ask the mods for info. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com. We're also sponsored by Elderwood Academy, who are the premium purveyors of bespoke gaming themed gear. They make dice boxes, deck box rolling trays disguised as ancient arcane tomes, such as this one. It's not easy to open, and that's probably a good thing, because otherwise my dice would go everywhere, but it does allow you to put your dice in there. Plus it's really pretty. If you want, you can get 10% off your Elderwood purchase with the code ROLL together at checkout. Find out more at elderwoodacademy.com. We're also sponsored by the awesome D&D Beyond, supported by the awesome D&D Beyond. We use it every time we play, and you can see everyone's character sheet on the overlay on the left-hand side of the screen. D&D Beyond describes all the spells for you, which is super helpful if you're a caster. It does dice rolls for you. You can right-click and select advantage or disadvantage. It tells you what conditions are. It helps you do death saving throws and fun things like that. So yeah, check out D&D Beyond. We're also supported by Level Up Dice. There is a link in chat for our Table Shakers range. They make a pretty good noise when you roll them, so do check those out. We are also supported by two lovely D&D video games, and they are Idle Champions and Warriors of Waterdeep. Both are very cool. I have both installed. I've got Warriors of Waterdeep on my phone, and I've got Idle Champions on my PC. But you can also get that as an app as well. At the bottom of the screen, you can see some codes that begin with exclamation marks. You can type these into Twitch chat for download links. For Idle Champions, there's a code you can directly enter into the game, or type exclamation point code into Twitch chat for a gold chest. Whereas for Warriors of Waterdeep, type exclamation point wow gems into Twitch chat for a link for free gems. We are Roll Together RPG on all socials. There will be links in chat. Do like, follow, or subscribe. A massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1 or $1 and unlock more tiers by joining. Our shows are also available as podcasts. Just search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcasting app. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen, and we have a company policy in place for correcting people or pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think one has been missed. And now, let us jump into the intro for Halls of the Undermountain King. See you soon. So, as per Dernan's message to Ember, you were told that the patrons of the Yawning Portal were acting oddly, and indeed they were when you got there. You even found that Dernan himself, who sent you that message, was stuck in a sort of loop, acting weird. He gave you the impression that the portal was to blame. And after sort of interacting with the patrons in the tavern, you got the impression that, for Ember specifically, again, I think it was you, people started screaming and it wasn't cool. So between you thought, okay, let's go down the portal. So you did. Now, as a party, you've been down there before, and the halls should have been familiar, but they had become odd. The room that you landed in, the floor felt like it was made of custard, which was weird. There was furniture in the walls. You went through and found a new room, this room full of portraits of nobles. And upon further inspection, these nobles, they were adventurers and monsters. With googly eyes on. There was a bit of a theme. There were googly eyes everywhere. You eventually got through this room, which seemed to be a bit of a puzzle in its own right. You had to, I think, Varya, you walked off the carpet and got through the door, and then stole some of the carpet because that Varya was on one. So that's fine.
Magic carpet.
Really. But after that, you found yourself in a large space, which was creepy, and there was like this void all around you, and found yourselves fighting oddly dressed creatures covered in googly eyes yet again. One was a jester, I think, and the other was a priest. You solved the puzzle, and one of my notes that I have here says, fun with turtles. Heimlich may have turned one of these creatures into a turtle with polymorph, and for that, Heimlich, I'm going to give you some inspiration, because that surprised me, and I love being surprised. So thank you for that. After that, you had a long rest, I believe. Tiny hut was raised, you had a long rest. Some of you kept watch, but you saw that the room seemed to be disappearing in places as this void kept coming out and sinking things into the floor. But you went through. The next room was full of strange furniture and a floating island surrounded by little ones that had bits of furniture on. You had to say the magic words, which were long live the king. And when you did that, a bridge appeared taking you to the next place, which was obviously a jungle, which you made your way through. Found yourselves near some caves. There were 3, and you picked one. I can't remember specifically which one, maybe the triangle. Triangle, yeah. And you found yourself in a full-on storm, surrounded by lobster pots and weirdness and googly eyes. There were 4 giant tentacles, the Kraken, beginning to sink the ship, and a whirlpool whirled by a plank, which you all decided it would be a great idea to jump down. Yeah, so you did that, and you began to fall through the air, and then you ended up floating down, soaking wet, by the way. You're all soaking wet, but you ended up in a place called Fineville, and this was on a big banner with some bunting, and you're in this picturesque scene at the bottom of a hill. There's a tree at the top, and you've all leveled up to level 8, so everyone right now is level 8. So we are going to pick up with you just landing. I noticed, Heimlich, you were technically levitating as you went down, but Ember was carrying you, so it's up to you if you wish to stop levitating. But yeah, we'll pick up there. What would you like to do?
I mean, Ember flies anyway, doesn't she? So I wouldn't know that she wasn't floating. So I think I'd go around being a Heimlich balloon.
Amazing.
I mean, what can we see other than Bunting? What of the town is in front of us?
So you don't see a town where you currently are. There's simply a hill which leads up. You do see the tops of buildings, certainly at the top of the hill. The most prominent thing at the top is a tree, and it's an oak tree. It's huge. It's about as spread wide. That's what you see in the distance. The hill itself has a lovely, well cared for path that leads all the way up. The lawn is trimmed. There are flowers. They're pretty nice. But from your current position, all around you, sort of around this place, behind you, to your left, to your right, there are just rolling hills that go on and on and on, and the sky above you is blue. There's a couple of butterflies just gently sort of flittering past, and everything's fine.
Head towards the oak tree then, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But maybe we'll do it quite slowly. It seems quite nice here. I mean, nothing is trying to kill us. There are no tentacles. We could maybe just have a nice walk in some sunshine. I'm just putting that there. I think might be a small respite.
I usually prefer it in situations like this when things are trying to kill me, because then at least I know what's trying to kill me.
I insight check the oak tree.
In what way? What are you trying to get insight of?
Is it going to kill us?
Okay, is it an evil oak tree?
Or are there creatures, people hiding in it, waiting to kill us?
Okay.
Ember's basically just rattled and would like her spider senses to see if there is anything to be rattled about.
I'm going to ask you to roll a perception check, because I feel like one can't insight check a tree. But one can certainly perceive whether the tree is evil or not, if that's okay.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So, as Vaya suggests, you do begin your ascent up the hill, Ember keeping a good close eye on said insightful tree. The tree itself, you don't pick up on anything with that dirty 20 that would be malicious to you. In fact, as you sort of reach the top, you are greeted, all of you, with a village green. There is a small market here. The tree, the insightful tree, stands at the center. One thing you do pick up, Ember, are the small birds that flutter between the different branches, and they're sort of happily dancing through this tree, but there's certainly nothing untoward about it. The atmosphere with that check, you can gather, is peaceful. This tree in the center, and now you are there, you see various villagers getting on with their day. They're around the edges. They don't seem concerned with your arrival. Could someone perhaps, I don't know, make another perception check for me that isn't specifically based on the tree?
Aye.
Sick.
That's a 10.
Oh, Vaya.
Mine is also a 10.
Oh,
Way!
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
Much better.
Wisdom.
So, Vaya, Lorcan, looking round, you don't pick up on anything odd.
There's a market.
I mean, everything is fine. Ember, most of these villagers are denizens of the Undermountain. These villagers are bugbears, kobolds, goblins, and the like. You're used to them being hostile, mostly to you, but sometimes to each other as well. But this lot, in this idyllic place, are chatting, laughing, pruning flowers.
Am I right that even though we're definitely very, very underground, there is a blue sky and sunshine? Have I made that bit up?
That is, yes. You went Undermountain. You went underground. Betwixt you going Undermountain and finding a kraken in the sea, you're now here. But you should be quite far down at this point. That would make sense. but there is a sky above you and an atmosphere of festivity, a jovial atmosphere among the villagers around you. They're smiling, chatting, paying you no mind.
Would you say that it feels like quite an attractive or like infectious atmosphere? Or does it feel like they very much are operating in their own kind of separate world?
It's not separate to you. So, you know, it's not like you're watching this scene and you're away from it. This is definitely something that you are involved in. It's not something, you're not somebody who's grinning for no reason, but this lot all seem very happy with their day.
I think that Dusk would just start to kind of mindlessly wander towards the market.
Okay.
Yeah, does there seem to be like somebody at market who's in charge, like a supervisor, or is it very much everybody's got their own stall? It's a normal day.
Yeah, there's no one specific that like everyone's gathered round. So there are various buildings here. As you are sort of wandering through, the one thing that does catch your eye, all of you, is in the distance far beyond this green, long way past the periphery of the village, there's a delicate castle with tall spires stretching up elegantly. There are billowy ribbons at the tops of these spires. But in your immediate area, no one's specifically in charge, but Dusk first up, kind of leading the group. Could you please make for me a dexterity saving throw?
I can. That is a 25.
Oof, 25.
Blimmin' heck.
The rest of you watch as, kind of zipping Dusk's direction, Dusk catches this as it happens, is a goblin dressed fully head to toe in tweed on a penny farthing, zipping past. Dusk dodges out of the way as there's a ring and you hear a sort of very shrill voice, "Good morning!" He zips off past the tree and towards what looks like a bakery in front of a windmill.
I will, I'll say back, good morning, but like really quietly, I don't know.
We'll see, I'll do a perception check. Make a performance check for me, but maybe at disadvantage because you weren't really projecting.
Okay. That is a 2.
You hear coming back to you an even quieter, more shrill "Good morning," as he disembarks his penny farthing. As you sort of look back to the other ones, Dusk, make a. You don't need to roll for this. You see, behind the group, slumped against the tree, unmoving, in leather armor, a figure.
Okay. I will point towards the figure with my hand.
Do we recognize the figure at all?
Oh, make a history check for me, please, Via.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, no, not one.
Not one.
Oh.
Not Scooby-Doo. Anyone else?
15.
15. Lorcan.
What the fuck is that?
What a natural one. Lorcan, you recognize this figure. It is a fallen adventurer. You've seen a couple of these on your travels, unfortunately. This person is Yonsef Brightmoon from one of the posters in Waterdeep, the tiefling, the rogue. They are...
I mentioned that to everyone.
Are they dead?
And I go over to them. Him, her, them.
Him. You move over to Yonsef, and indeed, you don't need to roll for this. This is a fallen adventurer, unmoving, and has been unmoving for a long time.
Does he have any good shit?
I want to investigate his body for good shit and cause of death and clues and shit.
Okay, we will go for an investigation check from Lorcan, please.
Nat 20, so for a 23.
Not
Dull
20.
hair.
You see the leather armor on the front is peppered with pierce marks, as if from piercing weapons. There's quite a lot. You get the impression that perhaps quite a few implements were involved in this unfortunate scene. In terms of good ship, you notice something, Lorcan, that you've perhaps seen before. It is slipping off the hand of poor Yonsef, and it is a ring. And this ring you have seen on Ilex. You'll remember Ilex from your Karsari adventure, and this ring has like a purple gemstone on it shaped like a brain. And you know this to be a ring of mind shielding.
I think I get Kato to take the ring off. Again, I pass all this knowledge on to everybody else.
If Kato is moving towards it, Ember will just... do we want to speak to him? Because if we do, maybe we should steal all his things afterwards.
Good idea.
Come on.
I could have said not at all, but afterwards at least seems kind.
It was more that if he has that ring here, then suggests that there's some reason that your mind needs shielded, or people's minds need shielded.
I thought you said your friend was just wildly paranoid.
Well, he was, but...
Oh.
You know, but right, sometimes the world is out to get you.
I think one of us at least should have this ring on. I can't wear it.
No.
Sort of like I do a wave of my paw.
Why not you, Ember? Will it fit?
I don't, as a bracelet maybe, but also there's not much in my mind that's worth shielding. Heimlich's the one with the demons.
It's a good idea. We'll keep them to myself, yeah.
Well, yeah. Should we carry body away if we're going to?
Perhaps also Dusk often goes ahead of the party. Sneaky. It would be good that people did not know he was that.
Yeah, I can have it.
If you're going to raise the dead, is it maybe a good idea to move him or talk to him? If he's been pierced and left here, should we take the body away so they don't see us doing it? I don't know what's more suspicious.
One thing you have noticed during this time is no one seems to pay this body any mind. They don't. Like the chap who went past at dusk on the penny farthing, literally rode straight past this poor fellow. Didn't bat an eyelid.
I'd like to stop somebody and ask if they know what happened to the guy.
Understood. Okay. You see, you have a choice. You have a choice of three. The first is a kobold in a dress. The second is a goblin wearing what appears to be a farmer's outfit. And the third is a bugbear dressed as a washerwoman.
Okay. I will go for the kobold.
Kobold.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I was just wondering, this chap by the tree here. I was wondering if you knew where he came from or what happened to him.
You must be new here, sir. Are you here for the tourney?
I am not sure. That's not why I came. What is that?
The tourney, the King's tourney. It's tomorrow. Oh, how delightful.
Grand, right. Well, I shall have to find out more about that. But what about this guy, this man over here by the tree?
I see a lot of people by the tree. There is a very short person. There is a man with writing on his cuff. There is apparently an elephant, and there's a fairy by the tree. But we are not by the tree.
No.
No.
Do you see the man lying on the ground?
I like you, sir. You have riddles in your mind.
I turn and look at the group. Well, I think this might be a losing battle in terms of speaking to people.
I like
Can
the
I
idea of
roll?
a tourney, though.
The offer was to speak directly, no? It is definitely within our good friend Ember's bailiwick, and I can as well. I could also, if we have a bit of time, I could remember the way that I make him walk up and come along with us if we want to return him to the place he's from.
Wait, rise dead, or just speak with dead, or both, or what happened?
We have lots of options.
Unless he died in the space of time we've been talking, I can't bring him back properly. But we can have a chat for 10 minutes or so. I can't make him do the walking. That's Heimlich's weirdness. Does he need to have a cello to follow you?
No, and he's not a musician. He would be no use. It'd just be more of does it feel strange to leave him here, or is he?
Well, perhaps we could ask him that.
If we get scared, I can punch him.
Thank you. Amber shifts her flail and her maul. So what should I be asking him? Why are you here? How are you dead?
Did you do the tourney?
Very good point.
Why they like this? Friendly, gross.
What is this place? And then if there's a fifth one, should we bring your body back? But that's a bonus one if we don't have any extra information to ask. Cool. Heimlich, did you say you can do this too? Would you rather do it?
I mean, I will happily. I think it is good to save your healing magic, which is far superior to my own.
You are into the spooky dead guys, so I'll leave this to you.
I often talk with my friend Helga in the bedroom. Only once a week we can have a little chat, but it is nice. I like it. So we are asking, how did you get these stabby wounds in your chest? Yeah, is what killed you? How did you end up here? Is good.
Yes, that's a good one.
Any more?
Did you do the tourney?
Did you do the tourney?
Do you know what this place is? And do you want us to bring your body back?
Are you happy?
What?
He's dead, Dusk.
You can ask him.
Important question.
If we don't have enough questions there, I could ask Araleth to keep an eye out for him. That might be the best way of doing that.
I think it is 5. Yeah, 5 questions. I'll cast Speak with Dead.
You do this spell. Again, none of the villagers pay any notice to this. They all seem very involved in their day. What does your Speak with Dead spell look like, Heimlich? Is it a verbal spell? Is it a somatic spell? What's it involved?
So, all of Heimlich's spells. So it is verbal somatic material, but I'll use my fiddle as the material component.
Cool.
I'll just start playing a very otherworldly waltz with kind of tones of a nocturne through it, so quite peaceful nighttime, calling the spirit back from the Shadowlands for just one last dance.
Oh, that's kind of poetic. I like it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, please. What do they do?
So as these notes go over this poor fallen adventurer, Yonsef, the eyes open and are focused completely on you, Heimlich. And they just stare and smile, but in a non-creepy way, in a kind way.
Oh,
I like it. Yes.
Yonsef, it is a pleasure to run into you again. We have some questions. How did you end up here?
I went down the yawning portal with my friends. We went through the 10 layers of Undermountain, but it was weird. On the 8th level, on the 9th level, and then we were here.
Do you know what this place is?
They say it is fine, but everything is not. Do not let them know that it is not, or the same will happen to you as happened to me. Everything is not fine.
What did happen to you?
Everyone changed that came down here with me. All of the denizens, all of my friends, they did this to me.
Just gonna look at the other guys.
Yikes.
Did you enter the tourney?
I do not know what the tourney is. What is the tourney?
Do you know where your friends have gone now?
I came in with them, but they changed after 3 days. As did the rest of this place. I was okay, but the ring helps. Agatha came down to save me, but she changed after 3 days. She owns the inn. Terry is the town crier. I don't know where he is. How many levels were weird for you?
It has been weird the whole time. To be honest, since we came onto the elevator.
Then that was your 5th question, wasn't it? So the light is beginning to fade.
You can have it at the end before the call disconnects, you know?
The last you hear from him is, my ring, we can speak more. And then the spell wears off.
I will. Did the rest of the party hear the conversation?
They would have heard what was coming from him. He
Perfect.
has this ability, so yeah, he is able to speak. So you would have heard what he said.
Great. I apologize for not asking a great question, but I wanted to pry into this, whether there are these other adventurers who are now transformed here or not. I felt it was for our safety.
Sorry about turning question. What a waste of fucking time.
Hamlet, could you make an Arcana check for me, please?
Oh, that's a nut 2. I'm going to use my inspiration you gave me.
Hey.
It's another 2.
Oh, hey.
Aww.
You have no idea what that ring is that he's talking about. You can't even see a ring. He must have just, it's been a while, so yeah. However, I'm gonna say Lorcan and Varya. You recognize the ring, and if you would like to make a history check for me as to the nature of this ring, that would be great.
I'm gonna change dice.
13.
13?
No, not 1.
Get rid of that
What's
dice. Throw it away
happening? No, this was a
immediately.
new dice.
Just don't use any dice.
Okay.
Okay, Lorcan, you remember something that Illet said way back when? You were trying to get someone out of Carceri, and Illet suggested that they would be able to go, or their soul would be able to go into his ring. But they had to die first.
Ooh.
Fire, do you remember the ring Ilex had the same as this?
No, he had a ring?
When we were getting Odin out of Carceri,
Oh, yeah,
Ilex
nice dude.
talks about putting Odin's soul into a ring. But we had to kill him first, do you remember that?
Oh, not really, but this one's already dead. So we can just...
That's my point. I think his soul might be in this ring.
Shall I I can see if it'll fit in my ear. Like, will it fit in my hands? I don't know, but I can try.
Well, I suppose, yes.
Nope, okay.
Kato to hand it over.
Yeah, Varya attempts to put on this ring.
Okay. Where are you putting this ring?
I've got like sick ass lobe piercings.
Oh, nice.
So can I do something with that? I just don't know that it'll fit on my fat hands.
Of course you can. Yeah, sure. We'll figure something out in terms of popping it on the old lobe. Sure. You don this ring. And it's probably a little louder than it would be if the ring was on your finger. But you just say, "Oh my god, that's so much better. It was really dry before."
So your friend changed, and then Varya's saying all this out loud, by the way.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it is mind speech. So your friend changed. Do you know why? What happened? Why they changed?
I can't stay long. But the king was doing this.
Great.
The king was doing this. Find the king and stop this. End this for all of us. It's spreading from what the German guy said.
Yeah, okie dokie. Okay, everybody up to castle. Let's go.
Getting to the castle would be hard.
Okay, why?
You need a key.
Okay, what key? Where key?
So the ones that have it tend to be the knights. They wear it like a medal. Or the custodian has one. I was unable to retrieve it from them when they were passing. And then I got a bit too much suspicion around me and, well...
Gotcha. So custodian or knight with the ring, and then we get into castle, using key, kill king. Yes?
That should do the trick, yes. You make it sound way more simple than I think. Yes, that sounds about right. But this town, they say everything is fine and it's not, yeah.
No, I got that.
It technically is safe, but you just can't let slip that everything isn't fine.
Totally fine. We want to meet King. Enter tourney to meet King. That's why we're going to King. Okay. You chime in if we need any, if you think we're stupid or something, but I think that I've got someone who's really good at stealing shit. Hey, Dusk. If you see a knight or someone called a custodian, they're wearing a sort of key, like please just nick it if you can. But I think we need to get into that castle. So, tourney?
Do we need to steal the key and go to the tourney? If we win the tourney, won't we get a pass to the castle?
Well, tourney is tomorrow. So if it's 3 days, it's cutting it a bit fine. Is it? Wait, hold on, Earring.
You've not even been here 24 hours. I was working this out the other day. You've not even been here 24 hours yet. So you do have time.
Yeah. Varya will look over at Lorcan, and whichever you decide, man. The plan is whatever.
Varya, you just hear in your mind, I really would like to move on, but if you find Agatha, she doesn't have to take my body with her. When she's sought this, I can stay here. But my soul will go.
Okay. That's useful to know. Thank you. Lorcan?
I'd rather not hang about for extra time if we don't have to. If we can get into the castle without signing up to the tourney, then let's do that. But maybe the tourney could be our backup plan.
Do we see any knights?
Oh, make an investigation check for me.
No, I don't see anything.
Those dice are being very cruel today.
Maybe I used. Wait, I have advantage. Advantage.
Is that because what's the advantage for? Just is that your trunk? Is that you have to smell it? Okay.
Well, can I smell like metal? Can I smell like man in metal can, basically?
Make a check for man in metal can. Let's see.
So that's a 9.
A 9.
Do you know what? I'm not going to use real dice anymore. Let's use the excellent D&D Beyond stuff.
Yeah, let's do that.
But it
okay.
was a 9.
So you don't smell any men in cans. But I will say with that 9, you take in your surroundings, Varya. You take in your surroundings, and as mentioned before, you are in a village green. You see a vast array of shop signs, as if in a clockwise fashion. You see the first appears to be an inn. It is called the Nice Night Inn, and that's possibly the reason why you saw that first. This inn has a flaming sword on the sign. Ember, you look at that too, and you get the impression that's the symbol of Tempest, and that rings a couple of bells. Varya, with that snout, you pick up a bakery. You can smell cakes and bread and all sorts of things. You do get a metallic slight waft, possibly coming from Anvil Smiths, the forge. You see, as you sort of look round again, kind of making your eye line to the castle, you see an old, it's called Gioldi General Shoppy, and it has a window, and in the window there are lots of kind of interesting looking items. They kind of seem to have a magical sheen about them. You notice a pond, very interesting. You get that smell of sort of pond scum, that really comes through quite strongly. Behind the pond, you see a shop called Ship Shape Shop. It has lobster pots and rope piled high outside. The sign has an anchor sort of drawn on it, but the anchor is made to look like a potion bottle. Someone's taken some artistic license there. And lastly, the smell of yeast and beer and those sort of aromas hit you as you see something that looks quite familiar. It's like a perfect replica of the Yawning Portal Tavern, but this is called the King's Throne Tavern. 3 stories high, uses the same font from the sign, but has a different name. But you do not smell any nights specifically, but that is what you would all be able to see this as well.
I think it's obvious what we need to do. I think we have to go to the bakery.
What? Why?
I think that's where the king is, probably in the bakery eating pies or something. I just start walking towards the bakery.
I wouldn't eat anything if I were you.
Can I just ask a clarification question? The ring with the soul in it, is that the mind shielding ring?
Correct, yeah.
Cool.
The ring of mind shielding. Okay, well, Dusk is making a beeline, classic Dusk, towards that bakery. Dusk, you read the sign, which reads Oven Bakery, but someone has drawn a very crude C at the front of Oven Bakery. So it technically reads Oven Bakery, but you don't notice that as the door ding, 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 opens as you go straight in. It's outside a picturesque mill, and it has a thatched roof with a striped awning, but you open the door nonetheless, and your group kind of stands with their jaws wide open as you do this. You walk in and you see 3 women. Each have greasy, matted hair, and they're sweating profusely. They have pointed teeth, and their eyes are slightly too wide for their face. 2 of the 3 wide-eyed, smiling, kind of shuffle off to the back. And as they shuffle off, you see a cauldron just through the archway where they've gone. It's bubbling away. But the one that remains, she says, "Oh, hello, my love. Anything today you're fancying? Oh, you must be new in town. How lovely, my love, being all new and all. Isn't that just something?"
I'll say, yes, I'm here on very important business. I need to taste all of your things.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. And she opens her arms wide. You see that her nails are quite long and quite dirty as she opens them. And you've seen the counters made of glass. Countless arrays of cupcakes. There are buns, there are pastries, there are pasties. There's a couple of loaves dotted around as well. A couple of broken baguettes. And cardboard boxes of small cakes. Dusk, one item you don't need to roll for catches your eye immediately because it would. It is placed right dead center of the counter that you are right by. It is a bright green cupcake with pink icing on top. The person behind the counter, she's wearing a little pinafore, She's got a little hairnet on. Oh, I can see what you're looking at, my darling. Oh.
Yeah, can I? How does it? Can I have it?
So this is a bakery, and what normally happens, my love, is when people walk in, they can take things away, but they do have to pay for them, you see. So any of the items that you see around you, my love, anything that isn't bright green, that will be about 1 gold piece. But she indicates the item in front of you. It's a cupcake of my own making, my love. It'll make you strong. 30 gold pieces it'll be, but it'll be worth your time and your coin.
Can I have that one, and then another 5
of the same one, my love, or just anything
just
that you see?
just different assortment.
Of course you can, my love. Right, Mary and Martha, and she calls the other ones from the back, and they come out returning from the kitchen with a tray of breads and buns that they've got a bit of a fishy aroma, I'm not going to lie. And they smile as they bring these through, and you see through their pointy teeth just water just drips constantly onto the trays that they're holding. And they put them up onto the counter and begin to put them into paper bags for you, one by one.
Oh, actually, I'm quite full, actually. Can I just have the green one?
Oh, well, you need to make up your mind, my love. I can't just keep on calling my sisters out of the kitchen, can I? She looks a bit flustered, but she puts that specific... That'll be 30 gold pieces, please, my love. The special of the day.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and she passes you over the green and pink cupcake. And you're not wanting to take the other ones that my sister so lovingly brought out of the kitchen for you, is that correct?
No, I don't want, because someone else might. I don't want to throw it. I'm full. Thank you. And then I just turn around.
Messages from you. Okay, you turn around with your cupcake. And the disgruntled Mary and Martha return to the kitchen in their rough-spun tunics, two soupsing the tray back to the kitchen as you exit. The rest of you watch as Dusk exits the Coven Bakery, looking quite pleased, I imagine. Dusk, are you quite happy with your...
I think as I leave, I just pocket the cupcake, and then as I approach the group, I say, "Oh, the king wasn't there."
I mean, I'm stunned. Perhaps we should have a think about where he might be. Maybe the castle.
Yeah, let's go. Cover story, we want to be his new knights.
Yes.
Or maybe we just, we heard how amazing he is.
Yeah, visiting dignitaries. This is an old scheme, to get into the Lord's house or whatever, to go steal the jewel or rescue the maiden or son or whoever. It's a good plan.
Yes.
We don't think it's becoming too predictable. No, it will be fine. It will be fine. As we walk along past people, I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts and just pop into the heads of everyone we go past. Just trying to see, are they happy? Are they screaming inside? What's going on?
Okay. Sure. You do that. Do they need to make a roll for that, Heimlich?
I believe they do. For the duration, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. When you cast a spell as your action on each turn until the spell ends, which is a minute, you can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. The creature you choose, if the creature chooses intelligence or 3 or lower, it doesn't speak any language. The creature is unaffected. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature. So I'm not going to dig in deep.
No, not prime.
I just want to get surface thoughts. Just are people happy? And maybe, Liz, if you tell me anything that's very exciting, I'll make them make a wisdom saving throw. But I don't want to ruffle any feathers.
Okay, so we'll go to that one first, Heimlich. So you pass quite a few people. Main topics of the day include, oh my god, the tourney's tomorrow, so excited, can't wait. The king's going to be there, so excited. After that point, you hear mingled with that, the king's going to be there, the king's going to, everything is fine. Everything is fine, my liege. Everything is fine. Whispered. Constantly as like a back note to anything that they're thinking.
Is there anyone as in this minute of doing this who looks particularly kind of like waxy face, like they're really trying to hold it together?
Ooh.
Or is it quite natural?
I'll say make. It's gonna be perception or insight. You don't see anyone immediately with that. Make a perception check for me just to see in the general scope of as you're exiting the market square if there's
19.
anybody. Say that again, sorry, John.
19.
19. No one specifically seems to have anything odd going on. They all seem quite giddy. That's what you do pick up. Giddy but repetitive. You hear the same things over and over and over again.
Why not in for a penny? So just before it ends, I will pick a innocuous looking person and just dig a little deeper. If they can make a wisdom saving throw, DC 16.
Okay. So I'll tell you honestly, they failed that throw.
Oh.
But Heimlich, as you begin to just peel back the pages of someone's mind, you feel something retaliate against you, and I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Ooh. 12.
12. So the rest of you watch as everyone in the town, as you're walking past, and Heimlich is kind of clocking all of them, they all immediately fall silent. Heimlich, with that 12, that was not what you needed. All heads turn to you. Everything is fine. Everything is absolutely fine. You hear this voice in your mind and you're overcome with this exhausted feeling. Everything is fine from your perspective, but physically, the rest of you probably see Heimlich looking quite tired, and you are currently suffering 3 levels of exhaustion.
Fuck.
Oh boy.
3
So just to
levels,
confirm,
that's
three-
huge.
3 levels, that is disadvantage on ability checks. Your speed is halved, so Heimlich immediately kind of becomes an old man in front of your eyes almost. You also have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. Heimlich, just at the end of that, you hear, my liege, everything is fine.
So I was just having a little poke around in the heads of people. And it's really tired me out, guys. I'm not gonna. I think there's something. Yeah. Don't.
Did you piss off someone magical?
No, I was just fiddling with a villager's head, and then there's something much bigger connecting everybody. It's quite impressive. Sorry, I'm tired.
The villagers have returned to their normal activities as Heimlich kind of snaps out of that. And they all just go back to normal.
Yeah, I would really not recommend fucking with these people. It's exhausting. I was just doing when I pop in the heads and see how things are. They are all very robotic and repetitive about everything is fine. They're very excited about the tourney. But yeah, I tried to find out if something was really going on, and
It sounds like they're being controlled by someone or something.
I assume the king, no?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good bet, I think.
Okay, so how long are you going to be tired for?
I feel like 3 days at least.
Oh my god, we don't have 3 days.
Restoration does not cure exhaustion, does it? Only greater restoration cures exhaustion?
That sounds about right to me. I can check for you if you like.
So it's not a listed condition for lesser restoration, blinded, deafened, paralysed, or poisoned.
Yeah, so that wouldn't do it then. Sleep would work.
Is it just
to
one
take
point?
1 level off.
Yeah.
So if you slept, you would take one of those exhaustion levels off.
How
Maybe
big
we-
is Heimlich?
He's I mean, he's the second biggest person in the party, but he's tiny compared to you. He's like 5'8", and he's pretty skinny.
Do you think you could have a rest if I give you a piggyback?
I would quite happily be carried. I do not feel I can walk very far. My hip has started playing up. It is, I will try my best.
It just so you, from the game perspective, it has to be 8 hours. Just so you know, it has to be the full long rest to get 1 point back.
Fuck.
There's nothing I can do. I don't have greater restoration yet.
Like,
Perhaps we should have a rest until tomorrow.
I feel no, guys, don't end the party just because I'm a bit tired. Yeah, it's
You're not a bit tired. You're extremely tired. I'm suggesting resting until you are a bit tired.
But
Not until you're back to full fighting fitness, but
maybe just a little nap would be.
Anything that could strengthen him, maybe, or like counteract this rather than remove it?
If it's a curse, I could remove it, but I don't think it's a curse.
Dusk pulls out the cupcake. It holds it out. I don't know what it is.
What could go wrong?
it is a magical cupcake.
Hand it here. I'll have a look at it, and I'll begin.
I would like to insight check the cupcake.
Okay. It's got it in Heimlich's hand. Heimlich, are you wanting to do anything specific with it to work out what it is? And then we can move to an insight.
Identify on it. So I'm just going to start whispering little questions to it and to the spirits around it, trying to get it to tell me what it is. I've spent quite half that time listening to the replies.
Okay. So, sorry, do you have the identify spell, or are you just...
Yes, I do.
Oh, nice. Good.
I do.
You watch as Heimlich kind of stoops a little bit and takes a little sit down to do this. Heimlich. So this has two sides to it. Okay, this actually is quite, well, you wouldn't know what Dusk got originally, but you know that if consumed, it would have the same effect of a haste spell with no concentration. But it has an essence of a negative. When consumed, it would make you vulnerable to 2 types of damage, but you would have to roll to see what those damages were upon consumption.
I'll hand it back to Dusk and say it would help me for maybe a minute to be twice as speedy as I am now. So as speedy as I was at about 2 minutes ago, well, 12 minutes ago, because I ritually cast that spell. But it will come with a cost, I find. You will become more vulnerable to certain things. Maybe it will be ice and we are in fire. I do not know. It could be in your favor, or it could be to rocks and we are under boulders. It is a roll of the dice. What a weird way to live your life.
Well, you can have it if you want it.
No, I think it will be more useful to you, or possibly to our large friend who needs to move quickly and hit things.
I feel like if we have to rest anyway, maybe we don't need to worry about getting into the castle quicker. We might as well just enter the tournament.
I'd like to scope out, if that's okay. Just at least scoping the castle, so we know where the king is, and maybe we go up and say, hey, we're interested in the tourney. How do we enter? And that way we know who the fuck the king is.
I'm like, maybe you should find somewhere to have a rest, and Vaya and I and Dusk and Ember, if you want to come as well, or if you want to stay with Heimlich. But we could, I don't know, do a lap around the castle and see if there are other entrances, or see if we can work out where the king stays or whatever.
My sick new earring also told me that Agatha is in the inn, and maybe it is worth checking out.
I quite wanted to look in the inn anyway, because if you remember, there was the screaming thing in the ceiling back up top, and I'd like to see if there's a parallel screaming thing in this ceiling.
The inn
Great.
and the tavern. So the screaming thing happened in the tavern. There's an inn and a tavern.
Gotcha.
There's
What's
two
the difference between an inn and a tavern?
You sleep in an inn, you drink in a tavern.
Amazing.
As far as I'm aware. You can also sleep in a tavern if you get very drunk, but
You can drink in an inn.
you can.
It sounds good to me. An inn will have a bed, and that is what I need.
Also, side note, I think it's about 9 p.m. in actual game time for you, because you had an 8-hour rest, and by the point you got to that point, it was about midday. So technically in game time, you're about 9 p.m.-ish. Although it's still daylight, but by the by.
Gotcha. So you've still got hours
Yeah.
left in the day. Sick.
Correct.
If we're on a time limit. Cool.
Tavern, bed, sneak around a castle.
If you are going to go sneaking and I am going to have a rest, are there any spells I can...
I will stay with you. I'm not leaving one of us asleep on their own in a fine place, so I will sit up and keep you alive.
No, it is fine. It is fine. But
Everything is fine.
Ember, your ability to flit and float, it will be very useful, yeah. I was more thinking if I can make anyone invisible for a short amount of time. If I'm about to take my rest, I will get on my mojo back. Does anybody want to be turned into a bird or such things?
I think Kato and I are all right for sneaking around in the dark.
I can make us all better at sneaking around.
I don't want to be smaller. It took me a long time to feel really happy and comfortable, you
Would you
know,
like- Maria,
being
would
the
you like
size and
Oh,
But would you like to be a mammoth?
now this fucks severely, but probably not.
Maybe not.
Not right
but,
now.
yeah.
Maybe
That's amazing.
another time.
I love polymorph so much.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. But
So what's the plan? In my head, Heimlich is making his jolly way to the inn. Who's going with? Is anyone going with? Or Heimlich, are you just going on your own?
I will go with, because the idea of leaving one person to sleep unprotected in this weird ass place seems really daft. And you know, I'm in some chainmail. I'm not the quietest for stealthing around a castle. If you all get hurt, that's your own silly fault. I will ask Araleth to be nice to you in the afterlife.
So morbid.
All right. So we'll go in two halves. We'll go with those going to the castle first. Is that okay with everyone?
Splitting the party!
splitting the party.
I'm so excited. What could go wrong?
Thanks for coming.
What are distances like here? Like, how long are we taking to travel to the castle? Like, can we estimate?
So across the village green was like 5 seconds. However, so as you're exiting town, you're going north towards these peaks in the distance. You're looking down and you see a bridge that spans a huge way across. You estimate it's doable walking, although it's probably going to be about 15 minutes to get there in total.
Yeah, fucking run.
Okay. All right. You start to run. So you run past what seem to be forests. As you continue sort of down the hill at this point, reaching this bridge, and you get to the bridge, and there's a stone arch, slightly broken in places, and this bridge with nothing on either side, but it's about 15 foot in width. It goes on for quite a way, and at the other end you see the beginnings of the castle grounds, a huge white stone wall surrounding them, and a gate. And in this gate, you're not able to see fully. The gate doors are shut, but there seems to be something to the side of the gate with a slight curve in the stonework.
Cool. Walk up to the thing that seems interesting, I guess.
Okay. What are your passive perceptions, Faria? And anyone else there, actually, for that matter?
My passive.
Mine's 10.
is
17.
14.
14,
I'm 10.
17.
17 and 10. I'm going to go with 17 and 10 because that's what I heard. All right, so everyone but Dusk, you get a similar feeling. You remember that oppressive atmosphere you felt in the first halls of the Undermountain King in the previous episode. That kind of oppressive feeling hits you, but you don't see any darkness around you. The air is heavy, not with scent, but with thousands of thoughts drifting. And as you're on the bridge looking down, you do see that void, but quite a long way down. You get to the end of the bridge, you see these big wooden doors. They remind you of before you got into the place with the big creatures with the sledgehammers. There were doors there with knights jousting. These are pretty much the same doors, 20 foot high. And to their right, there is a stone podium with a round indent in the stone. What would you like to do?
There's no one manning the walls.
I'm going to say make a perception check. It's not something you could investigate from your current position, so perception check for me, please.
That's a 14.
14. There is no one.
26. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, G, say that again.
26.
26. So, Varya, you don't pick up anything. Lorcan, you don't pick up anything on the walls, but you do hear voices beyond. They appear to be confident. There are 3 voices that you can pick out with that heavy roll that you just did.
But I can't make out what they're saying, I take it.
Oh, no, but they do seem to be getting closer.
I can hear someone on the other side of the door, but they're coming this way.
Dusk, and then Varya uses her trunk to gesture onto the wall above where the door would be, because he's still got them cool shoes, right?
Them cool shoes.
Definitely. Yes, I will climb. Well, I'll walk up and have a look.
Yeah, you don't need to roll for that. You would be able to ascend these walls. It's quite a way. You even feel like the atmosphere change a little bit as you reach over the top. Are you being stealthy? I'm just asking.
I am.
Okay. Check to roll a stealth check for me, please.
Yes, that's a 19.
19.
Ooh.
Okay, 2 seconds.
Everything's fine.
It's fine. Literally, everything is fine. You assume. As you peek over the walls, stealthy as night, and you see 3 figures. They are about 80 foot away from your current position. You also, actually, from where you currently are, you make out beautiful gardens. The castle itself is still quite away from here. You can hear and see peacocks sort of skirooing around. Skiroo! You can actually see little googly eyes on each of their tail feathers, but that's by the by. The 3 figures that you do see haven't seen you. From their silhouettes, you see a human with quite a lot of hair. But this human is dwarfed in comparison to the 2 people that he is with. One of whom is a bugbear, very tall, and has a chain wrapped around his huge forearm. He is dressed in furs and has a huge matted handlebar moustache. The other figure you see confidently striding on 8 legs. A drider with a shock of white hair holding a lance. Both the bugbear and the drider have like heraldry, like tabards and flowing, I don't know the exact word for knights' outfits. But the drider on her thorax has like the way the horses also have the sort of heraldry kind of fabric. She has that on herself as well. But they are gradually getting closer and closer to the door. What would you like to do? I
would like to. I can get back to everyone. That would be my, and just tell them what I can see.
Sure. You would be able to do that.
Yeah, run back down if I can.
When you tell us, do I recognize the bugbear from the portrait that I nicked?
You have those on you. Do you want to get those out and sort of compare and contrast?
Yeah, kind of. Is that kosher?
Of course you
Can I
can.
do that?
It's your bag. You can do whatever you like. So you move the milk stool away and you sort of rummage through your bag. You pull them out and Dusk, like for like. There is the bugbear and there is also the drow, or so you thought, from the portrait. There was a drow in the portrait, but it did not reveal the rest. You are in fact looking at a Dryder, which is part spider, part drow. For all those nerds out there, there was any drow that doesn't do well in one of Lod's challenges gets transformed into these creatures. But they tend to occupy the Undermountain, so that makes sense.
I guess the knights, they're coming. So you say they're coming this way towards us.
Oh yeah, they're making their way slowly but surely.
Yeah, they're coming this way.
We are pretty recognizable, me and Lorcan. You are stealthy. Maybe it's a good idea to go back up to provide air support? I don't know.
We can try and hide. I can make us a bit better at it.
Yes. Maybe we should try and hide. I worry about fighting this without everyone.
No, I don't want to fight. I just want to find out more information. I will present myself maybe as, hi, I'm here for tourney. Where do I sign up? You can do some scouting? I don't know. If this is stupid, tell me, because I don't know.
The voices are getting loud at this point. They are close to the door.
So I get Kato, because in our partnership it's Kato that has to do all the actual spell casting, and cast Pass Without a Trace.
Okay.
And Kato and Larkin will stealth, I think.
Okay.
I'll stealth with as well.
What I will say is that you are currently on an open bridge. Even with Pass Without a Trace, it might be difficult to do a straight stealth roll. So if you do a stealth roll, you can still add your +10. That's fine, but you'll have to do it at a disadvantage because you are literally. If they were to come out the door, you'd be right there.
Okay, so Kato has his cloak, Nature's Mantle, which means he can hide even when he is being directly observed.
Oh my god, that's amazing. God bless Eileen. Cool. Awesome. So Kato.
Well, Larkin obviously doesn't have that.
Yeah, so Kato's fine. Who is stealthing out of you and who's going to be the face? Oh, yay. Cool. Amazing. I'm so excited.
Can I stealth by going up the wall? Does that make me not visible?
You may stealth with just a standard stealth roll. If you go up the wall, yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
So let's do the stealth rolls and tell me what you get.
I got a 38.
Okay, you are a god. You are invisible. Lorcan.
Right, hang on. Larkin gets... it's the wolf one. Hang on. Good. Let's look at my other stats. So 13, 23, and then Kato gets 22.
Okay, that was interesting.
Wow.
Sure. You are all pretty unnoticeable. Lorcan and Kato almost present themselves as a statue upon this bridge that was here all along, honest. And Dusk, you make your way up the wall, over the door, as via the door, these big doors open. You see the castle beyond, you see the ground, you see a merry peacock strut its way across behind these three figures. To your immediate left, there is, I'm going to refer to this person as the chain, this bugbear with the chain around their arm. They are pretty much as tall as you are. Next to them, taller, is this Dryder, this drow spider, who looks so stern. It is unreal. She shifts sort of in a pissed off way, as next to her, short in comparison. You recognise this person, you've got a painting. This person is Terry Greatshoe. Terry Greatshoe is dressed as a town crier, has the tricorn hat on, the big coat, and is wearing a codpiece covered in googly eyes. He goes, "Oh, hello, darling. Oh, who's this? Oh, you look lovely. Oh, is that a new statue? Oh, that's nice. Hello."
Greetings. I'm here for the tourney, but there was no sign-up sheet or no mention of rewards.
Oh, yeah, the marketing's been awful for the tourney. Oh, we'll have to have words. But tell you what, and he brandishes a clipboard that is in his hand and has a quill tucked behind his ear. Are you wanting to sign up? Are you going to be a champion?
I mean, that depends. What's the reward?
Oh, the reward is it? And he nudges the Drider next to him, who kind of does not shift as this happens. Oh, the prize. Oh, she's asking for the prize. The prize, yeah? Audience with the king. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? What an honor to be bestowed upon an audience with the king. Oh.
Wait, so you have to win the tourney and then you get the audience. The king's not going to be at the tourney? Who's judging the tourney?
Oh, right, yeah. So that's what I've been to go and talk about. So if you go in the tourney, yeah, you'll have to go in a joust, yeah, and you might need a mount for that, but we can arrange that for you, Sunshine. Don't you worry. So, the king currently is asleep. He probably won't be attending the tourney, but if you win, you'll be able to go and see him. We'll wake him up for you. It'll be beautiful.
Who's the judge?
Oh, the judge. Oh, yeah, custodian. Lovely fella. Loves a joke.
I want to be able to, show off the muscles when the custodian is there. Can I please? Yeah. So who am I flexing at?
Oh, the custodian. Yeah. Well, he's a lovely fella. Doesn't like to show his face. No, a bit shy, really. Loves a joke. If you want to flex at him, he'll be there in the royal box. So if you're jousting, If you're jousting, yeah, you'll be right in front of him. So you'll be able to do all that flexing. You'll be able to have a chat. Say a little bibbledy boop over here. She has a chat with him all the time. Don't you, Sunshine? And she says nothing.
Bibbidi Boop. Sorry, is that your name?
Who's that?
You said Sir Lord Bibbidi Boop has a chat all the time.
Yeah, and he indicates the Drider next to him.
I address the Drider. Is that really your name?
I suggest you don't make a mockery of my name.
No worries. And then I pull out the portrait with her name attached. Only I've got a poster of you. You're a big deal, and I thought this was your name.
The portrait did not have her name on.
Oh shit! Was it attached to the picture frame? Missing posters.
The missing posters had names on, but the portraits in the underground halls did not.
That's useful. Can I try that again then, please?
Of course you can. Yes, of course you can. Absolutely.
I've got this poster of must be your twin, and they had a different name. Did you know you have a twin?
Make a deception check, please, Varia.
Yeah. No, that was a nat 1.
Oh. I do not have a twin. If you are jousting, the best of luck to you.
So this is you then?
I don't know where you got that from. That was painted on me years ago by the custodian himself. If he were to find out that it has been ripped asunder from its frame, he will not be happy. Shall I tell him?
Well, I mean, I'll be flexing at him tomorrow, so maybe not. Vis-a-vis mount, do I get to choose, or I gestured at comparable sizes. Like, I can't. Riding a normal horse would be cruel on horse.
Oh yeah,
not
totally.
just cruel on me.
Oh yeah, we'll sort you out a mount, Treacle. Don't you worry about it. Yeah. If you turn up tomorrow, at the arena, find me. I'm gonna write your name down now. What is it, darling? What is it we're calling you?
Scarred Hide.
Scarred Hide. I don't know how to spell, but I'll give it a go. And he begins to scratch at the parchment on the clipboard that he has. Fire, make a perception check for me. In fact, Dusk and Lorcan, you can probably also make a perception check for me as well.
19, please.
19?
13.
15.
Okay, that will be Dusk and Varya. You're able to see that although he is making the markings and looking at you as he is, no ink is coming out the pen, but he's really looking at it and believing that he's writing something down. So yeah, we've got Scarred Hide down on the list. You'll be jousting Sir Lord Bibbidi Boop for an audience with the king. Oh, that's nice. Oh, you'll be fine. Yeah. Don't tell her I said that, but you'll win. Yeah.
I'm going to barrel Sir Lord Bibbidi Boop and go, are you your own mount?
Are you being intimidating?
No, just like, I see you, you see me. If this is tomorrow, then this is tomorrow. I just want to know.
She looks down at you directly into your eyes, and she kind of stretches her armored torso down to you, and she says, what do you think?
Challenging question. Can I roll?
What
Can I see?
for? What would you like to roll for?
If it's under 10, then no. If it's over 10, then yes.
Oh, an intelligence check to see what she actually means by that.
Yeah, because like a joust, you need to have a mount, right?
Yes. Sure.
Can't be your own mount. That's not.
Make an intelligence check.
Varya's not int. Varya's int is 8, lads.
Oh.
Like, yeah. So, that's a 9.
A 9. Huh. She can't be her own mount. That would be silly. This place makes so much sense. Why would she be her own mount? Come on, Varya.
Yeah, obviously. Okay. Well, then we're competing for the same size class of horse. Who gets to choose the mount?
Oh, don't worry. We'll offer you a mount. Don't worry. Don't you?
No,
worry
I know,
about
but
that.
how do I make sure? Lord Bibblety-Boop is here first.
It's
Got a bond with the mount.
It's Sir Lord Bibbledy-Boop.
Sir Lord Bib. Sorry.
I will be my own mount, my dear. I suggest you worry about your own. She fully clocks you. During all of this, the chain has not said a word. He just looks on. You know, the guards at Buckingham Palace with the hats that I've forgotten the name of. He is that full on. Just doesn't speak.
Okay, can I roll insight into the chain then?
What to find out? What would you like to? Insight.
Is it no thoughts, head empty, or is it I'm doing a mission?
Sure. Yeah. Go for an insight check.
That is a 17, please.
17. This guy only speaks when ordered to, and he's fine with that.
Okay.
I would like to drop down 20 feet
Okay.
in front of everyone and slow fall at the end of it so that I don't hurt myself in my reaction.
Are you being stealthy?
No.
Okay.
And I would like to say, hi, can I enter the tournament as well?
Oh, darling. Oh, who's that? Oh. The Drider and the chain, completely unsurplused by what just happened. Terry Greatshoe is a bit surprised by what just happened. He kind of looks up. You could, and anyone can enter the tourney. You can certainly discuss amongst yourselves who's doing the jousting, unless you would like to be against the chain here. He looks at you, Dusk. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, cool.
Is it just a joust, this tourney? There's no other competition? We're not doing archery. That's it. Just the joust.
Not for tomorrow. No, we've had various games throughout this time for the King's Tourney. Really, we've just been missing someone for this final joust. Really, we'll have a couple of games in the morning, but they're already taken up.
I was wondering, how? So the king, do people meet the king a lot?
It's a great honor to meet the king. You understand? That's why you have to go to a tourney, and you have to win. You have to win one of these medals. Become a knight. Sometimes if you become a knight, you can see the king. They don't let me see the king. I just tend to chat to the custodian. He does everything. But our king...
Have any of you met the king?
I mean, I'm sure we've seen him at some point. It's been a long time.
Roll insight. I want to see if anyone's met the king.
Sure, go for it. Roll an insight check.
3.
Oh, is everything all right, darling? You look a bit lost. Yeah, you can't quite tell.
I'd say that as well. Mine is 29.
29.
Yep.
So to insight, what two people can't quite insight with the same intention. So Logan, what are you trying to?
Oh, well, just if people do actually get to see the king.
Okay, yeah, okay. From his tone, he believes that yeah, sure, at some point some people must be able to see the king, because that's what's always happened. You know that there's a repetitive nature here, and people have their own understanding of this world, or whatever that understanding of the world is driven into them. So what he is telling you from his perspective absolutely is the truth.
Yeah. Off the back of that, then, is the gate behind them still open?
It is, yes, but there are 3 very large figures right in front of it.
So there's no way of Lorcan and Kato stealthing, sneaking in
You
just
can
at the
certainly
corner.
try. You can absolutely give that
I
a
wanna
go.
try.
Go for it. Go for it.
I mean, what do I have to roll then?
Stealth check, please, but probably.
Another one?
Yeah, because you're physically moving.
Okay. So. Okay, so with the pass without a trace, Kato ends up with a 15, 25.
Nice.
And Larkin ends up with 16 plus 31.
Amazing. So between you would have to split and go either side of the door. You're able to get past them to the door. Do you want to try and squeeze past and get in?
I do.
Okay. With that roll, you would be able to do that. What I am going to say, though, is at that point, Terry Greatshoe looks at you, Varya looks at you, Dusk, and says, well, if that's everything, my lady, my lord, it's been a pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow. They turn around, go back through the door, which begins to close.
Do I see Lorcan at all with a stealth roll like that? Would I even see
You
it?
would not see that Lorcan has done that. And I think that might be where we take our break. So we are back. Not a lot happened last time. There's certainly no one trapped in the castle walls. And speaking of trapped in the castle walls, Lorcan, the gates begin to close, and Via and Dusk, you see that happen. That statue's gone. Not sure where that's gone. The gates begin to close, and Lorcan,
As they're closing, I want to, if I can see any sort of mechanism that is closing the gates, and with a nod to Kato, I would like him to climb up and try and jam something into the mechanism, or to jam the gate so that it doesn't close entirely.
Understood. You could you make a perception check for me, please?
That is 16.
16. So as these big figures are walking past you, these gates are closing as a result of them pressing on their medals, which are around their necks, as they pass you. You don't see any inner workings of the door itself on the exterior, but you see what causes these gates to open or close from the other side, if that makes sense, open and close from the other side. There isn't an equivalent stone plinth with an indent in it on this side of the gates. As these gates do close, it's weird. All of you, even those walking to the inn, you notice that the lights just change. It goes from day to night in the space of a second. So Lorcan, currently in the castle grounds, behind closed doors at night. The sound of skiroo behind you. I'm just going to roll perception checks for the chain and Sir Lord Bibbledy-Boop. Do you want to make another stealth check? Because you're still there.
Sure. Oh no. So Kato gets 18, 28. Larkin gets 10. Gets a dirty 20.
Okay. There's a moment where Sir Lord Bibbledy-Boop stops. Her head turns, but she scans the trees above both of your heads. She does not see you. The head returns and she keeps walking. How long does Pass Without a Trace last? Is it an hour or 10 minutes?
It's an hour.
Great, good. Yeah, and they continue back through the gardens towards the castle. Vaya and Dusk, what are you doing? You don't know where Lorcan is?
Yeah, I don't know where Lorcan is, and I don't have message or anything. Dusk, did you see where Lorcan went?
No, I didn't.
Fuck. Okay.
Was Lorcan standing next to like the edge of the bridge?
Yeah, probably.
I'll look down the side of the bridge.
You were on the ground. Are you going back up onto the wall of the dog? She came back down.
Are we not on a bridge? I thought we were on a bridge. Are we not on a bridge anymore?
You are on the bridge, but you had gone
so
up
on the
onto
side.
the castle gates.
No, I came back down because I jumped off to talk to the people.
Yeah, but the doors have shut since then, so you wouldn't be able to see Lorcan because he's gone through the gates.
Yeah, no, I can't. As in, so what I'm saying is, was Lorcan stood on the edge of a bridge? And if so, can I look down the side of it to see if Lorcan's fallen off the bridge?
I see what you mean. Got you. So Lorcan was stood on the side of the bridge, yes. As you look down, you see that abyss beneath you. You don't see Lorcan, but that could mean two things. That could mean he didn't fall down, or it could mean he did fall down and he's down there. But you didn't hear a scream, so you think perhaps he didn't fall down.
Okay. Do you think you can get back up and over? Maybe he's on the other side.
Yeah. How would you have got? Yeah, I could. Yeah.
I don't know, but the alternative is he's dead in the hole. So.
Ever the optimist. I love it.
I will head back to town and say we've lost Lorcan. Maybe someone will have message, and is not me. And I need to think about weapons and fighting an arachnid.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want anything from me before? Varya gestures to the earring. Do you want this if you're going to go in?
That seems like could be useful, yeah.
Okay. She pops it out, hands it over to Dusk.
Okay.
Good luck.
Dusk, you hear in your mind. You're new. Who are you?
I'm Dusk.
Nice to meet you, Dusk. Go on. What's happening?
I don't know. We're looking for my friend.
Okay. Where is he?
I'll give you an update when I know more, and then I'll just start running up the wall.
All right, so you run up the wall. Lorcan, you would see Dusk at the top of the gates. Dusk, I don't know if you would see Lorcan. I don't know if you're still stealthing now that Sir Lord Bibbledy Boop and the chain have moved beyond you.
Yeah, I think I'd be stealthing less. I would get Kato has a climb speed, so I would get him to climb the wall, I guess, and go up to meet Dusk.
Okay.
And bring him back down so that we all can meet together, I guess.
Okay. You all find yourselves in the castle grounds at night. What would you like to do?
What is Varya doing? She's still outside?
No, she said she was going to go and tell everyone that you're lost, so... I mean, I guess you're not now, I don't know.
Well, okay. Well, if she's going to go and rendezvous with everyone else, then hopefully one of them can message us and we can get back in contact that way. Now that we're here, I figure it's... Well, obviously you and Kato can get out without any real problems, but I need the doors open with one of those medallions that they all had round their necks. Did you notice them?
Yeah, that's the key thing, isn't it? Because they're knights.
Yes, I guess so. Maybe we should have a look around and see what we can find out before we...
I feel like the middle one, the one with the clipboard, seemed a bit easier to trick than the others. Maybe we could, if we needed to get one.
So
that's probably a good place to start.
The one with the clipboard, Varya, is with you. Well, is it with you? He
outside.
He went out. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone towards the village. So that he was let out by the other two, and the other two have returned back to the castle. He's making his way to the village now.
Okay, Varya's walking with him then.
Okay, so
back towards the village.
You catch up with Terry Greatshoe. Dusk and Lorcan, we will come back to you. Varya, you're walking. You're catching up now with Terry Greatshoe.
Is he still on the bridge?
He's nearing the town now, and you are kind of following suit. Oh, hello.
So, are you a knight?
Oh.
I thought knights had the really cool jewelry, and Varya just gestures to her various gold jewels here and there. Did you win a tourney?
Oh no, I don't have one. No. I have to, I have to go in with someone who's got one. I can't just rock up to the king and be like, oh, hello. I have to be, let in, let out.
I mean, it's dark. What crying are you going to do now?
What?
He's the town crier, isn't he?
Yes. Oh, no, I've got two jobs. So, right now, I am the town crier. I do lots of crying, I suppose. I do lots of talking. Other days, I tend to be a commentator at such events like, the tourney. But now it's night time. I'm off to bed.
What's your favorite tourney story? You must have seen some great ones.
I've been here at least, I can't remember how long I've been here. But over the decades, I've seen all sorts of things. I've seen things you wouldn't believe.
Try me. Trust me, some of the stories I've got.
So he goes on to tell you that some of the lads, which are the little goblins, that tend to be the ones that are the mounts. So they dress up as horses and they carry people in the tourney. That's what they use for mounts, and they're the ones. And one time they got so out of breath that they had to keep replacing them. So we ended up with a mountain of puff goblins. Oh, it was so funny. Oh, you should have been there. Oh.
So goblins are the mounts.
Yeah. They hold hands like this, and he crosses his arms. And we'd have to enlist about 4 of them, but they'd be able to carry your weight, and they just sort of run.
Can I provide my own mount?
Yeah, of course you can. But if you don't want one, we've got the lads in backup.
Yeah, I would sit on a goblin, and it would be the end of the goblin, and I feel weird about taking a life not in single combat.
They've got quite the constitution on them, don't you worry.
Yeah. Great story. Love it. Oh, sorry, I'm walking you home.
Oh, you are. Should we hold hands? No, I'm kidding. No, we're not going to hold hands.
Varia offers a hand.
Oh, it's that sort of night, is it? Right. Okay. Well,
could be.
He holds your hand, and you walk him back to his cottage. Well, I think I'll have to, wish you good night. But I will see you tomorrow morning. You better be there sharp.
What time? You didn't tell me the time.
Oh. You'll hear me. You'll hear me ringing my bell.
And sorry, you didn't tell me where the arena was either.
Oh, right. He points to the east of town. And you do see a path that leads beyond the tree that you saw when you first got here. And it leads through a forest. You just go through there about, 10-minute walk. You'll see it. Oh, it's huge.
Because I'm still holding his hand.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You've got lovely hands, they're very soft. I didn't expect that.
Thank you. And Varia is going to ask, so you here on your own?
Oh, yeah. He kind of instantly picks up on what you're saying. Yeah, love, I'm here on my own. It's the way I like to be. Just me and myself and I, and whatever the phrase is, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Company is good to have sometimes.
I'm sure it is.
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you. If I see you first, and he turns and goes into his cottage. Varia, I will stick with you as you make your way to the inn, where we will pick up with Ember and Heimlich. Is everything all right, Hannah?
Yeah, fine.
Where we will pick up with Ember and Heimlich. You are near the Nice Night Inn, and you have noticed that the light has gone from day to night like that, pretty much as you placed your hands on the carved wooden door. This place, nice enough. You walk in through the wooden door and see a wood-panelled interior. There is a counter, and behind it, you see a familiar face. You see the face of Agatha. She is wearing full plate armor, and over the top of that, she has an apron on with frilly edges. Behind her, behind the counter, there is a sword on a plaque. And she notices you both as you come in. Oh, you're new. Are you here for tomorrow's tourney? You look the sort. I couldn't imagine it. It all sounds so violent. You're nodding. I can see you look tired. And she points towards Heimlich.
Could we have a bed for my friend?
You absolutely could. For the night, just for your friend. Are you staying as well, dear? Or
there might be 5 of us, and we might need one. 5, and we might need one very large bed for our most muscular companion.
I can certainly sort something out. Do you need your bags carrying? I can ask.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
As she said that, you can see that her hand was moving towards a bell, which she kind of pings just slightly. And as she does, from the archway to her right, there comes a hulking ogre, also in an apron. I'm sorry, Mr. I'm sorry, Mr. Shamble. You're not needed today, but thank you very kindly. And this ogre with sunken eyes kind of turns and goes back with his little knuckles dragging on the floor. He tries. So, 5 rooms. Well, I suppose that could be or in bulk. Normally it's about 3 gold piece each, but well, we can, how does 10 gold pieces sound for the whole lot?
If one of my companions wins the tourney, can we have it for free? To bring fame and fortune upon your establishment.
Well, if you wish to come back for a refund, the tourney's tomorrow, you see. So, yeah,
yes.
I mean, if you come back...
But if we tell everyone we're staying at your inn and then we win...
Oh, I do love that. Yes, please do tell everyone. The Nice Night Inn is the place to stay for a nice night. Yes, sure, of course. You may.
Thank you.
Well, if you don't need your bags carrying, you just go through the archway that Mr. Shumble has just gone through. If you go in, take a left, go up the stairs, take a right, take a left, you will see the doors, and she reaches behind her where there are keys and picks off 2 for you, 1 each. Room number 1, room number 2. I'll reserve 3, 4, and 5 for your friends just here. What name should I ask for when they arrive? What sort of...
We have a name. What's our name? We have a party name, right?
Oh, yeah.
I believe
it's the names of our friends. Madam, is that what you're asking?
Oh, yes. Who am I to expect?
So there is Dusk. He's a short man with a very fine moustache. There is Varia. She's a very tall, Loxton lady. And then there is a nice man called Lorcan, who is actually a wolf. And then is his nice wolf, Kato, who is actually a halfling. So they will be sleeping together, if that's all right. Would there be any charge for a wolf?
I don't normally keep pets here, but I can make an exception for those in the tourney. Yeah. So she keeps those keys behind the counter for you. I'm
down 10 gold.
Amazing. She takes that. Thank you so much. There will be notes for reviews in the room. If you care to leave one, I would be most obliged. Mr. Shovel will not take you to your rooms, but do have a nice night at the Nice Night Inn.
Thanks.
Cool. If you make your way to your rooms, you will find very pleasant rooms, actually. I don't know if you want to do anything between yourselves before you go into your rooms, but when you do go into your rooms, you notice that they're all the same. But there are some bigger doors, you notice, perhaps for some bigger clientele that she tends to have.
So Ember has been carrying any and all bags that Heimlich may have on his person that he will let Ember carry. And then also, if you're walking with a tired child up a hill and you just give him a little push to keep him going, she's just kind of doing that, just sort of fluttering at Heimlich's spine and just giving him a little push to get him into the room, up the stairs, into bed.
Oh, Heimlich, do you resist? Or are you going with it?
Help me, please.
Okay. We'll have a conversation about invading other people's privacy and the possible repercussions of that, maybe in the morning when you're less tired.
I know. We always have that conversation and I always do it again.
You do, and one day I sort of hoped you would listen to me before it caused you extreme physical peril at not only your own risk, but the risk of all your companions. But... never mind.
I know I'm made to transgress, but you are so forgiving. It is so
Look,
nice.
Here's a feather pillow. There we go.
Oh, thank you. I will just cast, I'm not even ritual cast it, just detect magic, just to have a look around, see if there's anything untoward.
Got you. In your sleepy delirium, Heimlich, you do this.
Last little check.
To start off with, you're like, oh, as you see, I think some items on Ember's person that kind of strike you immediately. But you do not pick up anything else within this vicinity of the inn.
I will rest for a minute. Maybe you can speak to Agatha if you're not yet ready to rest.
Yeah. Head down on the pillow and you are out. Okay.
Cast shattered.
Yeah.
It's like shattered, but it's just where you're tired.
Yeah. Varya, you're making your way to the inn, aren't you?
I am.
Okay. Are you going in? At the inn?
I think so, because that's the only place I reckon where people might be.
Got you. Well, when you go in, Agatha looks up at you, you see this fully clad plate armor person. You also see Ember begin to flit through the door next to them. Oh, you're new. Are you here for the tourney? Are you? Who have I got on my list?
Varya just. Yeah.
Oh,
Stretches.
splendid. Now this one tells me if you win, I can give you your rooms for free. Which I'm very excited about, but please do leave a review. Now here's your key. Is it Varya?
Yeah.
Varya, here's your key for your room.
Thank you. Ember,
Hi.
what's going on?
I don't really know. Heimlich gets chatty when he's tired. But he's
Well, I
asleep
found
in there.
out. Well, I found out the commentator, who is also the town crier, who is also one of the people who went missing, not only doesn't have a fucking key, but lives alone. So, if we want to...
If he doesn't have a key, why would we want to visit him at night alone, Varya?
I do some digging? I don't know. Oh, by the way, Lorcan is, we think maybe trapped inside the castle, but Dusk is with him. He'll be fine. Do you have message?
No. We fought together for
Does
many
anyone?
years, Varya. We should have established it.
Would I know that if Heimlich has message then?
You would know that, and
Feel like
Heimlich,
none
do you
of
have
us
message?
have. I think we're a non-message party for the first and only time ever.
Amazing.
If I go to sleep,
Everything's fine.
I think if I go to sleep, I think I can do ascending in the morning. If they're not back, maybe we could do that. But I'm a bit Heimlich. Yeah, he's tiring when he's tired.
I'm also supposed to the ring in my ear. Oh, by the way, I gave that to Dusk.
Right.
We're supposed to ask after Agatha.
Oh, she's here. She's at the front desk.
Yes, I'm here. Did someone call for me?
We were just discussing strategies for tomorrow, and I was telling Varya that you had the best, comfiest beds and rooms.
Oh, you are a dear. Thank you.
Agatha,
Yes.
what's your competition over at the tavern like?
Oh, the tavern's lovely. It's not really competition as such. They don't do bed, you see. They do lots of swill, from what I gather. There's just lots of swill. You go in and you drink. I believe that's how taverns work.
Is everything fine over there?
Oh, everything's fine. Of course, everything's fine.
Is there any kind of strange, funny, folksy little, fun country ritual where everyone stares at the ceiling and screams every now and then?
Is everything all right, dear? You seem most perturbed.
Oh, I'm very tired. It's nice being around somewhere where everything is fine.
Oh, everything is fine. It's fine.
Everything is fine.
Oh.
You want I should check out the tavern?
Well, Varya, you're really good at the smashy things, but last time I only found out about the ceiling because I did the glittery thing.
No, I can stay here, make sure no one smashes
Do you mind doing
Heimlich.
some babysitting, and then
Yeah, not a problem. Hey, Agatha,
Yeah.
do you have, I don't know, a mint that gets put on your pillow, or what kind of operation are we running upstairs?
Well, this is an inn. So you tend to come in and you go to your bedrooms, and that's where you tend to sleep. There is a bit of paper in your room. You may fill that in, should you wish to, at the end of the day.
I'm going to gesture Ember to go.
do you want me to bring you back some food?
Oh, great. Well, actually, hold on, wait. Could you if you're going out, could you check up on if there's any potions or preparations for tomorrow, maybe?
Why don't I'll nip to the tavern, check if everyone's screaming at the ceiling, then I can come back and you can do your shopping.
Great, cool.
Okay, all right. We'll go with Ember then. Lorcan and Dusk, we will come back to you, I promise. Varya, you would have the key to Heimlich's room because I think Ember would have taken that.
Yes,
So, yeah,
I'll leave it with Violet.
You'd be able to check on Heimlich if you wish. Ember.
I do wish.
Oh, he looks lovely. Ember, you head across the way to the King's Throne Tavern. Again, exact replica of the Yawning Portal. You're quite strong, so you're able to open the door. The door opens and you see, again, quite jovial in here. It's an exact replica of the tavern, but there is no well in the centre. That's not there. The furniture feels like you've seen it before. It's not quite right. By all the tables, you do see a wing-back chair. You see a bar stool. You see chaise longues. You see milk stools dotted round and deck chairs. And there are various creatures here of the Undermountain just getting along and drinking. And for a while, you sort of look around and you've heard this before. These are the noises that they were making in the Yawning Portal Tavern earlier. It's the same conversations. Yes, it's on a loop again in here. There's one person, however, not on a loop, that doesn't seem to be fitting in with this environment other than the barkeep also, who is not on a loop. This person has a great big... This person is a dwarf. She has a great big ginger beard. Not looking at Yuji, but she does have a great big ginger beard. And she's standing by the bar, and the bar is manned by a hobgoblin. Excuse me, not a hobgoblin, is manned by a Goliath with a big scar down his face.
Everything's fine.
This dwarf is talking to the barkeep, and they are not in the loop that everyone else is in.
Okay. I will go up and go, hello, is everything fine?
Everything is fine, the dwarf says to you.
Everyone's having the same conversation round and round in a circle. Have you noticed?
Being new in town, the name's Grit. You look like an adventurer. I was once like you, the Lord of the Waves they used to call me, until the Kraken came.
Oh, we met them. They had some... We met them, the Kraken. There were some tentacles.
Being new in town, the name's Grit. Ye look like an adventurer. I was once like you, the Lord of the Waves they called me, until the Kraken came.
Can I turn to the other one? Was it the dwarvish lady with the beard?
It's the dwarvish lady who's currently talking. She's the one who's talking. The person behind the bar, the Goliath. Sure. Oh, hello.
Are you new in town?
Nope.
Do you want to ask me if I'm new in town? That's normally how this goes.
Well, everything's fine. Why would I ask you that?
Right. Why is everyone talking in a circle?
Everything is fine. Why would you ask me that?
Do you sell food?
We do swill. We have will swill, red swill, best swill, and my swill. Which swill would you like?
When you say swill, do you mean pig food, or is this local lingo?
Oh, it is. And he turns to 4 barrels behind him. They all say swill on them.
This is really upsetting. I would like to, whilst really closely dithering over which barrel of swill to choose, cast See Invisibility, which is more powerful than Fairy Fire. It lets me look onto the ethereal plane as well as just seeing invisible creatures and objects. Ethereal creatures and objects appear ghostly and translucent.
Oh, cool.
Just like to look everywhere and see if there's anything.
Do your eyes stay the same as this happens, or do they change?
I think there's probably a flash of constellations in her eyes.
Ooh, pretty. Sure, you do that. The bar keeps looking at you like, very confused at this point. As
Everything's fine.
Everything is fine. As you scan the area, nothing seems untoward. Everything has that usual kind of translucency when you have this spell, but nothing stands out to you.
Does it Grit?
Grit.
Grit.
Lord of the Waves or Grit, it's fine.
My Lord Grit of the Waves. Does anyone ever stare at the ceiling and scream?
No. Not here. They did on the ship when we were taken over by the Kraken. There was a whirlpool. A stormy night it was, and the wind howled, and the waves crashed, and most of the crew were taken to their watery
Did
graves.
everyone stare up all at once and scream, or was it more of a it's a whirlpool sort of normal screaming?
Oh, they just ran around and screamed. I
Okay.
hid in the crow's nest, clinging to the mast. I hid there the entire night, and the morning came, and I. Arr, ye new in town. The name's Grit. You look like an adventurer.
Do you
I was-
know that you're underground? A lot of underground.
As you keep prying with these questions, Amber, I'm going to need you to roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
To tread the line. Right, I can do wisdom. I'm a cleric. Yeah, that's 19 on the die, plus 8, so 27.
Okay. You feel something prying at the back of your mind as you are asking these questions. You succeed on the throw, which is good. The Heimlich situation doesn't happen to you, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But you
Right.
feel like everything is fine. Everything is completely fine. And you are happy that everything is fine.
Brilliant. Everything's fine.
Everything is fine.
I will go back to see my friends and tell them that everything's fine.
You do that. And as you do that, Lorcan and Dusk, we're going to move to you. You are beyond the castle gates. Night has just appeared. The two, Sir Lord Bibbledy-Boop and the chain are moving back the way they came towards the castle and are proceeding to make their way onto the stairs that lead up. What would you like to do?
I think Lorcan would want to just have a general scout around and get a bit of a layout of the castle, I guess,
Mhm.
and work out where people are, where there are knights or guards, and where the king might be.
Got you. Okay. And Dusk, are you sort of going along with Lorcan?
Yeah, I'll go along now. Basically, my plan would be to go along with Lorcan. If we end up spending enough time, I can also do Pass Without Trace. And then, I think what would be useful as a sort of side thing is if we can determine what window might be to where the king is sleeping. That feels like that could also be useful.
All right. So I'm going to need stealth rolls from everybody to proceed through these grounds.
Damn it.
37.
Amazing.
Lorcan gets 23, and Kato gets 27.
Cool. All right. So you follow the path which goes towards a big staircase which goes up towards the castle. Either side of you there are these beautiful gardens, and occasionally you stop as peacocks it's almost as if the peacocks are patrolling the grounds at this point. They kind of stop and the tail fan kind of turns as they do, as they begin to prowl again forwards, looking left and right in a kind of robotic way as you proceed towards the base of the stairs. Sir Lord Bibbledy-Boop and the chain have made their way up there. And I am just going to roll a perception check for both of them again, because I will. But they do not see you. So you see the stairway that leads up to a single castle door. There are windows, but they are very high up. The gardens do wrap around the circular base of this beautiful castle. It is, although it's nighttime, it is quite beautiful here. It's not a scary place as such. But you do hear to your left and right some peacock ski-roos noises, and it's as if they are talking to each other.
I mean, Kato can kind of speak with animals, but then Kato can speak with animals, and I'm not sure if that's actually any use.
Oh, I see. Because Lorcan can't.
I mean, I guess like Lorcan is at this point now trying to work out how to get hold of one of these medallion things.
Got you. So
if working out where the king isn't as easy as I thought, then
from what you gather, there is, from what you can see where you are right now, there is the one door that these knights have gone through. You know that these knights have about their necks these medallions which allow entry and exit from the castle itself. But that is all you can, from where you are, that is all you would be able to determine.
Dusk, obviously I can't go up the wall like you and Kato can, but if I go and hide in a corner, maybe you and Kato can go up and have a look and see if you can find something to find out where the king is, or maybe try and get hold of one of those medallions.
Yeah, I don't know if the medallions are going to be possible, but we can definitely go and try and look through a window. Do the lights look like they're on any of the windows?
All of the windows that you can see, so there are, I don't know how many feet up, quite a few feet up. There are a lot of windows here. Most of them appear to have like firelight going on within, as if there are fires lit or torches lit. There are various spires. Some of them are taller than others. There's a lot of windows to look in, so if you're going to go look in any, do you want to go for the tallest tower? Do you want to go for the shorter ones?
I think to begin with, my plan basically would be twofold. I'd start by going towards the closest window that has light inside.
Okay.
And then after that, if I don't die, then I would like to try to go to like the grandest window I can see.
Okay, nice. All right. So, Dusk, you don't need to make any checks for climbing because you have your shoes. You pace on up the wall. Looking through one of the windows that you can see, you see quite a nice room. It appears to be some sort of dining hall. There's a table laid out for quite a few guests, but there's no food there. Make a perception check for me, if you could.
Not my best skill. That's a 7.
A 7. You can't make any more from where you currently are. But if you then move on to the grander looking window, you take a look in. You see the main entry hall of this space looking down. You're quite high up at this point, so it is quite a tall space. There are tapestries on the wall. There's an archway leading forward. By that archway, you see Sir Lord Bibbledy-Boop and the chain standing, looking outwards towards the door that leads into this building.
All right, I'll try one more. That's just nearby. That is different, just to see if there's anything going.
Okay.
I'll go back.
Sure. You head to. In fact, roll a d6 for me if you can. Just we'll go for a random one.
That is a 1.
A 1. Okay. You find yourself looking in on what looks to be a library. There are stacks and stacks and stacks of books that lead a long way down a long room. There are old rugs and tapestries. There are torches on the walls. There is a fireplace that is lit. You see, dressed in a robe covered in googly eyes, a figure walking with his back towards you out of this library.
Do they look like they have like any kind of head ornament?
Head ornament? You do not see a head ornament on them.
Can I see where they go? Or they just leave through the door and then they close the door?
You're unable to see where they go from that, but they exit this room.
All right, I'll head back down to Kato. And I'll say, Yeah, it seems pretty empty. I think I maybe saw the what is escaping me? What were they calling the person who wasn't the king?
That was the custodian.
Custodian. I think I saw the custodian. And the other two that were there, but no one else. It seems grand, but not very active. I mean, it's nighttime, I guess, but
Yes. Well, if we can't find out any more information, I guess it's just to work out how to get out of here, or maybe just wait until morning, I guess.
Were you there to hear that Varya has entered herself into the tourney the following day? Dusky would definitely be there to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was still there at that point. Maybe there's some way we can sabotage Varya's opponents while we're here.
the inside the spider person.
Yes, the spider person and that large chap with the chain around his arm.
Maybe we could leave a cupcake outside the door, and then they'll see it and get distracted.
I love that.
We can try that, certainly.
Oh no. Do you have any poison?
Have any what?
Do you have any poison?
I don't have any poison.
Oh no.
Shame.
I don't know. I don't know that we. I feels like it's pretty close shop. It's the. I feel like I don't know how much you were listening before. Also, this is probably the most that Lorcan and Dusk have spoken. I don't know if you were listening before, but I feel like the custodian is the person behind everything.
I got that impression as well.
Yeah.
If the king's asleep, then
the king's asleep. Yeah. I don't know how that helps.
I mean, if you saw the custodian, maybe this might be a terrible idea, but perhaps you and Kato could climb up there and grab him.
Dusky, just to point out, Dusky, you saw that these windows did not have any way of opening. These were all beautiful, stained glass windows that have no method of getting into from the exterior.
I mean, with no other options, Lorcan would have another scout around trying to investigate if there's any way of, is there a secret tunnel or something?
Sure. Make a perception check for me then. Or actually, investigation check, please.
Investigation check. Boom. That is 15.
15. Looking around the castle, avoiding peacocks as you go there, sort of just prowling around. You don't spot any other method of getting in beyond the one door that is on the front of this space. Like everything in this place in which you find yourself, things seem so beautiful, but seem very linear in a way. Everything seems so fine, but there are slight things that just don't make sense. This castle has only got one entrance. Dusk made a very interesting point that perhaps the custodian does have a certain sway in this place.
So, I mean, I feel like staying here is a bad idea. Can you really not,
Well, unless we can get the door open, I'm stuck in here. But
have you ever played Knockdown Ginger?
No.
Where you knock on the and then run away?
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, if you could climb out and knock on the door, then I might be able to sneak my way out the same way I snuck my way in.
Well, I was thinking if I knock on this door first, I'll point to the main entrance to the castle. So I don't think they'll hear if we knock on that door. They'll be like, "Oh, what's going on?"
It's worth a try.
And then we run.
Well, why don't I hide next to the door, next to the gate back to the bridge?
Yeah.
Because that's the one I need to. And
Yeah.
you just knock on the door and hide, and because then you can just walk out any old time you like.
Yes. And then
I love this plan.
Can Kato, one of us should knock on the... Can Kato knock on the outside door once they've come out of the castle door? So that then...
I think so.
Yeah. Cool. Okay.
I love a plan. I always love a plan. Okay.
So I'll set up outside the castle door and wait for Kato to climb over the wall and Lorcan to go near the gate.
Okay, so I need a stealth check from... Because Lorcan, you're hiding, aren't you?
Yeah. Hiding like in a bush next to the gate.
And Dusk, are you also hiding?
No. I guess I want to... I mean, no, I'm not trying to hide from... I'm hiding from the peacocks, I guess. So yes.
Okay, so stealth checks, please, from Dusk and Lorcan.
I'm definitely not within 30 feet. 15.
With my pass without a trace, that's a 17.
13.
17? Okay, cool. So Dusk, you... how do you knock on the door? Is it like a simple 1-2, or do you do like a little rhythm? What's the gist here?
I will punch the door twice using my unarmed strike.
Oh boy. Do you want to hit for that? Do you want to actually roll the damage that you do to the door?
Yeah, I'll roll the damage.
Sure.
I mean, presumably I hit. I can roll to
Yeah, sure. We'll say that you hit the door. Roll your damage twice.
That is 21 points of bludgeoning damage to the door.
Marvellous. There's a definite halfling-sized crack twice in the wall, in the door. You do that. What are you then doing? Because...
And then I'm going to run and hide in the bush.
Okay, so we'll use that stealth check that you used before. The door slams open as both the chain and Sir Lord Bibbledyboop come out, weapons drawn. They look round. They do not see you.
Listening on the other side of the gate, I think at this point, Kato will give the door a bash, and again, being able to climb well, would duck down like the side of the bridge, and if it's depending on how the bridge is constructed, if possible, swing or like underneath the walkway of it.
Sure, yeah, he'd be able to do that, given that he can climb, right? Yes, so he'd be able to do that. That's not a problem. I'll just do he's quite loud, isn't he? Yes. You hear Sir Lord Bibbledyboop motion to the chain silently towards the door as they both like military style maneuver towards the door. What are you two doing in this moment?
Just hiding still, if I can.
Sure. You see that the doors begin to open as one of them must have created that, tapped their amulet and started that opening process. What do you do?
So where are they when the doors start to open?
They're about, I'm going to say 30 foot away from the doors.
Okay. Oh, well, in that case, as soon as the doors are open enough, Lorcan would make a bolt for the door and like just proper dash.
Without any stealth?
I would maintain my stealth if I can.
Okay. Do you want to do a stealth check at disadvantage if you're running?
Oh dear. So at disadvantage, that's still a 22.
Oh wow, God, that's pretty good.
Still with the plus without a trace.
Sure. You dart your instinct kicks in. You dart through the center of them. Neither of them pick up on you. In fact, you cause them both to turn around from whence they just came, like looking around. They heard something, but they did not see you as you dashed through the door. You then hear a bit of panic between them. They kind of rush to the door, looking around the grounds. They know something has happened. So Bibbly Boop almost met your stealth check just then. So she's aware that something has happened and she's pissed off about it. But Dusk, are you making your way out?
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably try and stay hidden until it looks like they've chilled out a little bit, I think, because it's not in a rush in the same way.
Yeah, you hear Bibbly Boop say, "Assemble the peacocks," as she kind of makes her way back to the castle. And they both sort of, between them, seem to be making plans about what to do as the gates begin to close.
I just realised something. Would you say that we are in dim light or darkness?
You're absolutely in dim light / darkness.
Cool. Could I shadow step up to the top of the wall?
Of course you can. So you just dissipate and then appear at the top of the wall. I will say that between you and Kato, you make that shaky exit out of the castle grounds. Good work. Do you know that Varya has gone to the inn? I think Dusk, you knew that, didn't you?
Yeah. Yes.
Dusk said that Varya was going to go back.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what would you like to do?
Head to the inn.
Yeah.
I'll try and catch up with Lorcan if I can, although I presume Lorcan's quite fast.
Yeah, Lorcan, you scarpered. Kato kind of
pretty much
realised what was happening and kind of climbed underneath the bridge and kind of spider climbed his way up and over and kind of just runs along with you as you're running. And Dusk, you Naruto run your way with Lorcan as you all get yourselves to the inn. I'm guessing in like a panic, so you kind of like slam the door, heavy breathing as you get there. Agatha looks up to you. You see her in her full attire. Oh, you must be new. Are you the two on my list?
Yes. I don't know what this is, but yeah.
Maybe.
Right, I have got, and she says your names. Yes, there was a little fairy person. They told me to expect you.
Right, okay, yes. That makes sense then, yes.
Well, I have your key, and I have your key, and who? Oh, you're the pet. You're the pet. Right, so I have your key, and I have your key.
Thank you.
Anytime. Well, your rooms are just through the archway. If you go through the archway, make a left up the stairs, then make a right, make a left. Your rooms are 4 and 5.
Thank you very much.
It's fine. Ember, you flit into the tavern because everything is fine. You see Lorcan and Dusk and Kato sort of talking to Agatha, getting their keys, sort of being directed to where they're meant to be going.
Everything was fine.
Okay. What do you mean?
Oh, at the inn. No, this is the inn at the tavern. They're very different. Everything was fine.
Everything is fine. Agatha joins in as you say that.
Can I roll insight on Ember? That's a weird thing to say.
Of course you can. Yeah, roll insight.
I got 16.
16.
I don't think I'm performing or deceiving, am I?
No, I think this is just sort of something that maybe Dusk would just be able to tell, knowing you, Ember, knowing what you're like. Ember certainly seems to think that everything is fine, but you've heard this before. But Ember, you kind of come back to yourself, as it were, but still sort of confident that the tavern was, fine.
Didn't have a portal. That was weird. But otherwise, yeah.
Well, who was there that told you everything was fine?
Everyone. Grit. Oh, that was exciting. Everyone was having the same circular conversations, but not just they were having circular conversations. It was the same conversations that we heard upstairs.
Okay.
But it's fine.
I mean, yes, I suppose so. I certainly wouldn't want to dissuade you of the notion that everything is fine.
Everything is
Oh,
fine.
and
That seems to be like a bad thing to do.
I met a really nice lady who, on her way here, was in a shipwreck with a kraken.
I see.
Hmm.
Does sound familiar.
And fine.
Obviously.
Do you need a hand with your bags? I can ask Mr. Shumple if he would come and collect
Run
those for
in
you.
or run out.
That's very kind of you. I don't have any bags myself.
So you don't.
I'm all right, thank you.
Good.
I'm gonna go up to the room.
Okay, cool. Dusk, you make your way to your room, and Ember and Lorcan, what are you up to? Discussing the fine things in life.
How is Heimlich?
He was very sleepy.
And he went to sleep, I suppose. Right, yes. Maybe we should go and check on him and see how Varya's getting on.
Yes. I might just walk around the outside for a minute. I haven't had a chat to Araleth in a while and it's making me feel a bit weird.
Understood. Got you.
I understand.
I'm sorry, I thought you took it. I thought you were telling me.
Oh no, I was talking to Lorcan.
Yeah. Also, to clarify, when I said up to my room, I didn't actually want to go to my room. I wanted to tell Agatha that I was going up to my room, and then I would like to go up the stairs and wait.
Okay, you go up to your stairs and wait. She doesn't think anything of it because she's Agatha. Cool. So, Lorcan, are you going to your room?
Yeah, I'm assuming all of our 5 rooms are sort of next to each other.
Yes, they're literally in a line. You do see Dusk
I'm
waiting at
going
the top.
Yeah, I think I just give Dusk a nod. I don't bother. I'm not surprised that he's not actually gone to his room. I think at this point.
When Lorcan comes up, can I see if Ember's followed?
Yeah, you'll be able to see that Ember kind of flits her way just out of the door.
Okay. I'll say that was weird, right?
Yes, I feel like something might have happened at the tavern.
Do you see if the others are okay?
I'm going to go and speak to Varya now, and hopefully, well, we'll see. I think.
Got you.
Hopefully, they haven't been affected by the magic for this place yet.
We'll just cast our camera over to Ember on the outside. You flit out. The night air is cool, but it's nice. What would you like to do?
I think I will fly up for a bit, just enjoy not having to stick with the walkie people, and have just a nice little joyride, loop the loops. It's all glitter and magic and terribly cute. But probably end perching on the very roof of the inn.
Got you. Yes, you sit on the lovely thatched roof of the inn, looking over the town, which is peaceful and quiet. There's a couple of sort of torches lit, as you see the sort of beautiful orange light of the town, and the nice deep blue of the sky, which kind of reassures you.
Araleth.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Is everything fine?
I mean, the people here certainly seem to think so.
I picked up on that.
I mean, they seem happy.
Happy in a sort of we should leave it as they are because they're happy, or happy in a kill them all now, set fire to everything, run screaming sort of happy?
That really isn't in my teachings. If it's something that you wish to do, you could,
I've
but
spent too much time with Varya, sorry.
I can tell. Were you there? Have you heard the conversation that was had with Yonsef? Were you there? Did you understand the bits that Yonsef said regarding, that it's the king that's doing this? So Araleth would sort of echo that and say, these people are behaving the way they are because of a force, an external force.
Is the king the person or more of a... I don't have a commune spell. I'm just doing it and seeing if you notice. Yeah.
The answers that you will receive are quite vague. He will probably go and try and check. You'll hear like the noise of dial-up as you do this.
Screeching.
And he'll just sort of say, I'm sorry, the connection was very bad. I can't see, I'm afraid.
You need to teach me those spells. Help us see a bit better. Sorry, I mean, please could you, if that would be convenient at some point, my lord.
You don't have to call me my lord.
I probably shouldn't also be like, you need to do this, because, the whole you killed Lolth thing.
I feel like you're on a journey, and I respect that.
Yeah, thanks. I'm going to try and get out of here soon, because there is no twilight here. And that just kind of sucks.
I agree. This does suck. Is
Heimlich going to be okay?
Oh, he's just tired. Fine. Yes, he is tired. Roll a D100 for me. Let's just see if Araleth is feeling kind.
That's a D10 and a D10, right? A percentile and
a percentile and a D10. Yes, please.
Yeah. Ooh, 39.
39. Okay, I'm going to just roll against that. Bear with, caller. I can't fix it. What I can do, exhaustion comes in levels, yes? They come in waves.
Sounds very technical, but yes, okay.
I can remove one wave, and you hold out your hand, and you see the symbol of Araleth just appear in your palm, like slightly underneath the skin, but glowing in your colours, Ember. You've got that gold, you've got that blue. When he awakens, just press his cheek, his face cheek, or the other one, and he will have one point of exhaustion removed from him in game speak.
That's very nice of you, Araleth. Thank you very much.
Yes.
He only has one left?
Tell Heimlich, and hopefully he will start to understand more about how wonderful you are. One last question, because you are my moral compass in all things.
I try.
You know how Heimlich wakes me up very early in the morning with his terrible skeleton cello when I'm very, very tired? Would it be a good sense of divine justice, or spiteful and petty and mean if I sing badly, very loudly, outside his door very early when he's so tired?
People decide to worship in many ways. The aptitude of their vocal ability varies. Read into that what you will, dear.
Cool. I'm not going to insight check my own god.
Oh, can you imagine?
Thanks, Araleth, you're the best.
You're the best too.
Oh, I'll tell Mum you said that. If I'm still alive when I get home, I'll do more pamphlets.
I look forward to it. You are good.
I try. And I'll fly off the roof and go do some babysitting duty outside Heimlich's door.
Got you. All right. So Heimlich is just fast asleep, everyone. He is just out like a light. Is there anything that you would wish to do before this night comes to a close? I believe all of you, bar Heimlich, are sort of in this corridor. Is there anything that you would like to do before you sort of eventually go to your rooms?
Varia wants to know what the fuck happened to at the castle.
Well, if I'm honest, not nearly as much as I'd hoped. We went inside. There's some peacocks, which seem to be some sort of guards, and the doors are all controlled by those medallions that they wear around their necks. But we weren't able to work out where the king's is, or if the king is indeed responsible for all this, or being used by the custodian, or...
Okay, well, on the way home, I had a nice chat with my town crier buddy. We held hands. It was weird.
That does sound weird.
Can I roll insight on what everyone's actually weird?
Yeah.
Can I roll insight on we held hands?
It was weird.
Yeah.
This is an odd one.
Vaya, are you contesting this? Like, are you sort of hiding anything?
No, I'm not.
mean, I rolled an 8 anyway, so I don't know.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
yeah, with Larkin's 30 of insight there, I think it's. Larkin would have been surprised if there was any other goings on, I think.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a peering at you of like you were holding hands with why? That's odd.
I found out he lives alone. So if we wanted to sabotage the person who calls the match, commentates, one way to do it. But also, I found out, more importantly, if I don't provide my own mount, I get a few goblins who will just not run very fast and who will try to hold me up. So, priority number 1, tomorrow.
You want some pet goblins?
No, I need a mount.
Oh, right.
But
Yes.
then, Lorcan, can you be no.
I would crush
I mean,
Lorcan.
not maybe for Kato, yes, but not for Vaya.
I know that we have a friend who can transmogrify people into beings and things, and
That's true.
I hate to ask, but does anybody here feel like they would be a cool mount?
I
I
mean-
hate to ask this.
I feel like I'm the most experienced on 4 legs, and
Yeah, 2 heads better than one.
I do act as Kato's mount, and so I know what. Well, we've done jousting before, and he has a lance, so that
Is,
makes sense, doesn't it?
is speed useful? Did you say?
In a jousting match, you want to go as fast as possible to hit somebody with your lance to chuck them off, right?
Pull out the cupcake and could use this as well.
Well, yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Also, we'll be fighting. I think we are set up to lose, so something to even the playing field, whether that's poison or mind control or I don't know, but this seems dodgy, and a plan would be nice. But currently, my brain is swimming. I've held hands with somebody who has been weird and oh, what a night.
So I can either be invisible or make someone else invisible, and then they could stab, poison, trip up. Not that cheating is necessarily lawful, but you know.
I don't.
Or
think
you could go
When in
searching
Rome.
for the person in the royal booth who is
Yeah.
going to be there spectating, and try and snatch the medallion that way. We have options, but to get the audience, yeah.
So hopefully you'll win, so we don't need to steal a medallion. But if, which obviously won't happen, you lose, then yes, stealing a medallion is a good. But what we don't want is to steal a medallion, you win, and then the person going to listen doesn't have a medallion, and we don't get to go meet the king because everyone's looking for the medallion that we stole.
But then, while they're all looking for the medallion, we can go and kill the king, or whatever it is we're going to do. I think we
Varya
just
shrugs.
go for it and wing it. Hopefully we win. If not, then we steal the medallion and it'll be fine. Probably.
We've not died so far in life. Permanently.
Start now.
I like to think this conversation is happening like in the corridor, like, where all your rooms are, and you're just like all chilling, like just leaning against the
Killing the king.
walls.
Yeah.
Very uni vibes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. As this sort of conversation comes to an end, you're plotting out these things. You do eventually make your way into your rooms, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You go into your rooms. Via, you do have a larger room, just so you know. Ember, your room is the standard size, but you make do with what you have. Sleep takes you, eventually. After a very weird day. Sleep takes you, and your dreams are normal. You don't experience anything untoward. You awaken to the sound of a bell being rung. And the vague hear ye in the background. Now, Lorcan and Cato, the room that once was quite a standard room with a standard bed and standard pillows, you awaken to smells and scents that are very similar to your house back in Waterdeep. In fact, you awaken and Cato is on the chaise longue that would be in your room. The door itself holds additional handles in similar fashion to yours. In fact, there are hundreds of them dotted around. These handles normally used by, it's you, isn't it, that uses that door to, the handle to open the door, but it is covered in them. Heimlich, you awaken after a well-needed sleep. You're still you've got 2 levels of exhaustion at the moment, but you awaken to peach embossed walls welcoming you. You're surrounded by thick velvet curtains, and as your feet sort of hit the floor as you kind of groggily get up, there's a crunching sensation. You stand onto hundreds of bits of parchment, your musical notation, things you have written, things you still hold in your mind but have never put to paper. Where there would be words like crescendo, legato, or forte is written instead the words everything is fine, over and over and over again. Some of the extended notes depicted on the page have small googly eyes on them. You push past the curtains and your eyes widen as you see an entire orchestra's worth of skeletons in their formation, but inanimate. Their hands are in the positions that would hold their instruments. Strings to the left, woodwinds to the right, and in the middle, near the back, the timpani. All of their skulls are turned your direction, their faces looking towards you, like this. We'll move over to Vaya. Vaya, your room is now littered with blunt weaponry and milking stools, like tens of them, dotted around everywhere, clustered and scattered at all different angles. The walls have a more abstract version of your painting. The bear painting.
That look better.
I mean, I don't want to, probably.
Yeah.
There are smears of colours at odd angles, splattered and stitched into the ceiling. 50 or so triangles of red carpet have been stitched in, each completely identical. Dusk. Every item of furniture on the floor, and including the bed, edge to edge, is covered with teddy bears. Over each of their eyes are googly eyes, and there is a heavy smell of cake. You see the seams of these teddy bears where the red stitching bulges. There is cake that has stuffed each and every one of them. Ember. Everything. The room's topology and the things within it are the same, but they are made out of the fabrics of your room in Waterdeep. Everything is made of wicker in your room. It's hard to tell what is floor, what is furniture. Your pillow's made out of wicker, the blanket is made out of wicker. It's not comfortable. Depth perception is tough because everything is the same. And I think that might be where we will stop it for today.
Becca's in the
I
Wicker
can
Man.
definitely had enough of this.
Liz, what is it like inside your head?
I don't know. Thanks everybody, that was awesome. John, I'm sorry you tired yourself out. Hopefully we've got something for you later with Ember. Thank you everyone for joining us, being part of the oddness / totally normal and completely fine experience that was tonight's show. If you enjoyed tonight, we play every Tuesday from 6 p.m. UK to 10 a.m. Pacific. We also play Flustered in the Feywild on Mondays, also from 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific. Flustered is an awesome campaign. I'm currently in it. Emma DMs it. It is so much fun to be in and to watch, so please check that out. Same time on Saturdays, we have Talk Together, which is our chat show where we interview our players, DMs, and other TTRPG industry voices. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/RollTogetherRPG. There are also podcast versions of all our shows available everywhere. Just search for Roll Together RPG. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in chat now. Do join them. Every penny helps us make all of the content that we do. Big thanks again to our sponsors Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, and Elderwood Academy, and our supporters D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Borrowers of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. And don't forget, we're all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon. Bye.